This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Sunday. It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast, but for some reason it feels like it's 7. I have no clue what that reason could be. It's that time of year again where, like, we start doing the stream during the daylight and we move to the nighttime. And you guys know how I feel about that if you've ever joined me for a daytime stream. I don't think I look all that good in natural light. So I actually prefer it to be darker. I enjoy the longer days. I enjoy the nice weather. I don't enjoy being on camera in natural lighting. What is up, Porgo? Hey guys, I've got a special treat for you here tonight. Yesterday morning, out of nowhere, I was sitting here drinking my coffee. I was watching YouTube videos, and some dude hopped into my my Facebook DMs. And then he started calling me. So do you know what I did? I picked up and I recorded. I have the video. We're not going to watch the whole thing. The whole thing's about 30 minutes. I just let him keep going. You want to watch the whole thing? You can check that out by becoming a patron for just $1. You watch a whole 30-minute thing. We're gonna watch 6 or 7 minutes of it, I think, here tonight. Oh, and I've got a picture of him. I went and found a picture of him. I've got the video of me during the call, and I've got a picture of him. You guys are going to enjoy it, I promise. What else we got to talk about tonight? Megyn Kelly went off on a rant about Jussie Smollett, who was apparently scared of going to the Cook County Jail, which has a notorious reputation for inmate deaths. So, high-profile celebrity with a target on his head has been demonized in the media. In a jail known for being unusually cruel. Fucking all our jails are known for being unusually cruel among the unusually cruel. What is up, Ginger? Tones, welcome. The topic, we do a nightly news show here. We're going to start off tonight. I'm going to play the video of the dude trolling me from yesterday. Then we're going to talk about COVID. A former president has revealed on Twitter that he has the COVID. We are going to talk about Russia, but we covered the claims of chemical weapons, biological warfare from the Russians. We covered that on Thursday of last week. Russia better stop its shit before we have to have another Toby Keith song to deal with. He'll put a boot in your ass. I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard that Toby Keith is actually kind of cool. That he's not a hard right nut job conservative. He just kind of appeals to that crowd. He makes money off of that crowd while he smokes weed with Willie. And actually is kind of one of those Hollywood liberal types. That's what I've heard. I don't know that to be a fact. It wouldn't shock me that Toby Keith is an asshole. Oh, a teacher was fired in Mississippi for reading a book by the title, I Need a New Butt. Mississippi teacher was fired after reading to her students a book with the title, I Need a New Butt. I'm interested in finding out exactly what this book is about. There was a stabbing at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Video has been released. I don't know anything. I don't know any of the details. We're going to watch the video here in just a little bit. To talk about how the return to the office has backfired on corporate America. There's a revolt going on at Goldman Sachs. Fox News attacking Vice President Harris after her trip to Poland last week. Talks with Russia and Ukraine. We hear from the National Security Advisor on NATO's obligation to its allies. There was a missile attack that Iran has taken credit for in Iraq. Plus, if you thought COVID was over, oh no. Got a couple of new variants or newer variants. We've talked about both of these before on the Troll Patrol. There are more cases of them popping up. Pfizer is apparently working diligently to put together a vaccine to deal with all of the variants. In China is experiencing its worst COVID outbreak since 2020. All right, I teased it earlier. Let's start off tonight with this guy. Saturday morning, I woke up, I made my coffee, I'm laying on the couch, chilling out, I'm watching YouTube videos. Look at my phone, I've got a message request. It is this guy, Clarence Sammons or some shit like that. This is him at a Trump rally just a few weeks ago in Georgia. Mr. Sammons, if that is his real name, apparently took offense to something that I said on the internet. And once I laughed at him in his... by the way, I can't message on Facebook right now. I am banned from Facebook Messenger because I sent this guy a dick pic. I do that to right-wingers quite often. I will send them a dick pic. Not necessarily my dick. Maybe it is my dick sometimes. Who knows? Why do I have multiple people's dicks saved on my phone? Guys fucking love to send some dick pics, I'll tell you. You pop open the grinder and it's just dick. But I sent this dude a dick pic. Apparently he reported me to the Facebook. While we are on a call, he tried to call me multiple times. I'm not made up. I'm looking. It's a Saturday fucking morning. So I go and I throw on a bandana. I throw on my ghost shirt. Come in here. I get everything set up to record. I don't know if I called him back or if I answered his call. But this is we're gonna pick up right when the call starts.
What's up, bitch ass nigga?
Now, I do have to let you know for legal purposes, this call is being recorded for broadcasting. What's up?
What's up, fuck boy?
So, what did I say that upset you?
Bitch shit, huh? Why y'all on
What are you-
all that shit with that fuck shit, boy?
What are you talking about?
Wig split, motherfucker?
Who is your old lady?
Yeah, you're real funny, you dumb motherfucker. Nobody's watching your goddamn show, you loser, bitch.
What made you upset? Well, first of all, look at you, like you.
Goddamn teeth down your throat, you stupid.
What was it that I said that upset you that made you like call me constantly?
I won't beat your ass, fuck boy.
Well, please tell me what is it that has upset you?
I bet I pull up and fuck your goddamn shit up, bitch. You know who the fuck you playing with, boy?
I might be a fuck boy. That's possible. I might be a fuck boy. Dude, you sound like the biggest wigger that's ever existed. Now, please, tell me what it was. Tell me what it was that triggered you. That was before I knew what he looked like.
Where you at, bitch, nigga? Huh?
Dude, tell me, what was it that I said that triggered you?
You all on my homeboy shit? You all on my old lady shit? Being a dumbass little troll?
As far as I know, it's the first time I've talked to him. Who is your What are you talking about? I have no clue what you're referring to.
Hunter Biden's dick for a crack rock, motherfucker. Why you don't go suck Fauci's dick, motherfucker? Huh? Why you don't go hop on Joe Biden's dick and suck that motherfucker, you little bitch?
Sounds like you're the one that is obsessed with people's dicks and sucking dick, dude. Sounds like you've got some issues and you probably need to go put a dick in your mouth.
Huh? Where you at, bitch?
Sounds like you are the one obsessed with dicks.
I'm in Macon, Georgia, motherfucker. I'll meet you any goddamn.
Apparently, I made fun of him or someone he loves on the internet, and he got big mad about it. Big mad. So big mad that he got into my DMs and called me multiple times. So I finally just, answered and recorded.
Where the fuck you at?
What's your address?
You ain't getting my goddamn address, bitch, but I'll give you any goddamn spot you want to link up in Macon, Georgia, any time of the goddamn day, you fuck ass bitch. Please meet me, motherfucker.
Once again, what did I say that upset you this bad?
Bitch, you didn't say shit to me. The thing is, you're talking shit to motherfuckers I know, bruh. You're a fuck ass bitch. You're a lame motherfucker with no life, bruh.
Well, what did I say to them?
The motherfuckers.
What did I say to them that triggered your stupid ass?
But I got time, bitch. I got time. What the fuck you want to do, bitch?
Clearly, you're clearly somebody without a job or a life if you're up in my fucking inbox. Because I was making fun of somebody on the internet.
You could even fucking dream of, you stupid fuck. You broke bitch.
Sure.
You podcasting little I suck Joe Biden's dick for crack rock ass motherfucker. You couldn't see me in your goddamn wet dreams, boy. I'm gonna take you when I see you, bitch.
Just to be clear, I wouldn't suck Joe Biden's dick for a crack rock. Not really into the crack. If you were to put something else on the table, I might. Because to be honest with you, I might suck Joe Biden's dick just to say I sucked the president's dick. That would be a cool thing to notch off the fuck it list. So like it wouldn't take much to bribe me to do that probably. But a crack rock isn't appealing to me. Ounce of weed? Okay, probably, yeah. And it seems that Joe Biden has a nice one from what I've heard. So I just like it for the story. I sucked off a president. I would do it. Cock tastes yummy. If he can get it up. I mean, he's awfully fucking old. Not to belittle people with erectile dysfunction issues. I'm probably getting there myself because I've been so fucking wild. Kind of hard to get it up after you've been with all kinds of people in these wild ass orgies. I'm sorry. I am not refuting my reputation as a fuckboy. I might be. I don't know. Depends. Give me a definition of fuckboy. I might fall into it. Monica Lewinsky is awesome. Monica Lewinsky is gorgeous. That is a gorgeous fucking woman. And two, she is fantastic. Early freaking. You guys don't have daylight savings time then. No, the United States time shifted. Freaking is on at the right time. We time shifted. Daylight savings time. So no. Freaking is not on early. Freaking is on at his normal time. The United States just did some funky thing where at 2 o'clock this morning, we jumped ahead to 3 o'clock for some god-awful fucking reason. Now it's daylight outside when I start doing this stream. Catch everybody up. This dude hopped in my DMs. No, I'm not early. No, I'm right on time. This is the time that I normally come on. Unless my computer didn't update. Maybe I am on early. Fuck. Am I early? Yeah, I come on at 8 p.m. That's what 8 p.m. Eastern. The time change fucks everyone up. So I have now deduced from Warlord saying that the UK does not observe daylight savings time like we do here. We skipped an hour last night, and it's stupid, and we shouldn't do it. Did a whole thing on that last week. Where are you moving to? You're moving out of the UK, or are you moving somewhere else in the UK? This dude, okay, by the way, this guy, and like, he has deleted all his social media presence, probably because inside of this call, he threatens my life while calling me the F word multiple times. I had to edit it out. I pointed out to him that, you know, dude, we started off this call with me telling you that I'm recording for legal purposes. If anybody missed the start of this, the first thing out of my mouth is, for legal purposes, this call is being recorded for broadcasting. And he just fucking takes off. I don't think he was even paying attention to what I said, but I made it fucking perfectly clear. It's right there at the beginning of the recording. Later on in the call, he threatens my life. And I pointed out to him, like, that's terroristic threatening. And with you say the F word multiple times, that's a hate crime charge. You just committed a federal hate crime on this phone. Yes, I said I was recording, and he went on to commit a crime. You can hear the full conversation, $1 a month on Patreon. Patron. You can become a patron on Patreon. Hear the whole thing. We're gonna keep listening to it here. So what exactly was it that I said that upset you?
Where you at, fuck boy?
Like, do you have an argument? Like, what was the comment that sent you? What was the comment that sent you over the edge? I'm trying to have a conversation with you. What was the comment that sent you over the edge?
I ain't got nothing to say to your fuck ass. You a hoe ass, bitch ass.
You're the one that kept calling me. You kept calling me, and you're now saying you have nothing to say to me. You're the one that got in my inbox. You're the one that called me, but yet you've got nothing to say to me. Do you know how stupid you sound?
Beat your ass in real life, fuck boy.
Well, bring it the fuck on.
You're gonna be in the hospital when I'm through with your fuck ass, boy.
Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I promise you right now, I can beat his ass. Promise you. This dude, in a fight straight up between he and I would win.
Your head gonna look like that goddamn muffin head on this goddamn fake ass profile you got, bitch. That shit gonna be swole the fuck up and leaking, boy.
My profile is not fake.
Fuck boy. Who you playing with? You better.
So you're telling me that the profile where I share out videos of myself is fake.
Not in your fuck ass, boy.
Once again, why are you upset with me?
You're talking shit on motherfuckers' pages that ain't even speaking to you, bro.
What shit was I? He is somebody's baby daddy. That's the crazy part. He's her baby daddy. He's her baby daddy. Talking. What shit was I talking?
Motherfucker shit. Talking shit because you a dumbass lefty with no goddamn life and ain't got shit better to do, bitch.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but right wingers are morons.
Yeah, right wingers are morons. Yeah, you're fucking
absolutely.
Yeah, how you liking them open borders and the goddamn high ass gap?
Hold on, do you want to see the full picture here? This is the full picture of Charles Salmons or whatever the fuck his name was. This is the guy that we're listening to on the phone right now. Leedy! This is the guy that decided to call me on Saturday morning on Facebook, and I decided to take the call and let him rant at me for a little while, and I recorded it. Straight up, the first thing I say to him is that you're being recorded, and I'm going to use this for broadcasting purposes. So I am legally covered. He threatens my life while calling me the F word multiple times.
Gas prices, you fucking genius.
What open borders, dude? And yeah, go back a little bit. But right wingers are morons.
Yeah, right wingers are morons. Yeah, you're a fucking
absolutely.
Yeah, how you liking them open borders and the goddamn high ass gas prices? You fucking genius.
What open borders, dude? And do you think the president controls gas prices?
The southern border of America is wide the fuck open, and millions of illegals are coming in every goddamn day. That's cool though, right? That's okay, right?
What? That is not true. It is actually the opposite. Multiple State Department officials have quit in protest of the continuation of Trump-era policies at the southern border. So I don't know what these fucktards mean when they say open borders. What the hell are you talking about? What you just said is absolute nonsense.
Trashing little kids is okay. Fentanyl comes.
You're a fucking idiot that does not know what he's talking about.
Oh, I have no clue. I haven't seen it.
No, you don't.
I haven't seen kids in cages under Biden. I haven't seen none of that.
You have, actually.
You dumb fucking faggot soy boy motherfucker. You dumb little...
Oh, I missed one. I missed one. I'm sorry.
I can't wait to see your fuck ass in real life. I'm gonna
see, you can't even keep a straight face while you're saying this. You're just trying to fuck with me. Dude, you're playing. You ain't shit, son.
Yeah, you better keep your fuck ass in New York without them other lefty ass motherfuckers, you dumb fucking...
Dude, I'm drinking coffee. I'm from New York.
I promise you.
Do I sound like I'm from New York? Does this sound like a fucking New York accent, you stupid fuck?
Your shit says New York, New York on the profile, bitch.
And?
Where you at then? Where the fuck you at then, bitch?
The South. Listen to my fucking accent, dude. Do I not sound like I'm from the South?
No, bitch.
Now, once again, are you going to detail what it was that triggered you? I was making fun of your woman and your boy on the internet.
You sound like you didn't have no daddy in your life because he was too busy out sucking dick all goddamn day. Fucking motherfucker.
See, I went through and edited most of them, but I missed one.
It's probably not because you fucking gay and proud, bitch.
Well, I'm pansexual. I'm openly pansexual.
You little soy boy beta male motherfucker.
What does soy boy beta male... Like, you're just you're like an NPC, just repeating nonsense.
Yeah, call it what you want.
The borders are wide open! Fucking idiot, you're stupid. You don't know shit about fucking politics. You couldn't pass a civics test. You don't know shit. You don't know shit.
Goddamn mainstream media tells your stupid ass.
Motherfucker, I do a nightly show where I sit here and watch congressional hearings. Mainstream media my ass. There you go. I let him go on for like another 30 minutes. I can't, I'll go ahead and be honest with you. It's just that. It's that over and over and over again. But if you want to hear it, just $1 on Patreon. Get you access to that and all kinds of other, like... I've got other, where I've confronted people, recorded their calls, yada, yada, yada. Full shit like that is on the Patreon. Shit from when I was doing the news back in the mid-2000s. I've watched too many goddamn congressional hearings. Clips from congressional hearings. A hang-up point reward. You know, that is not a bad idea, Warlord. I'm going to really up things. We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of the Troll Patrol on 420. You're gonna have a whole bunch of new graphics and shit. Not this. All this shit looks good, but like the interactive shit. Launch on 420. You'll bet he's on meth. I mean, I'm not gonna begrudge people that are doing the meth. Like, if you've ever had sex while on meth, you can understand how people get hooked on meth. Now, I'm into downers. I'm not on the uppers. I had a boss one time. He sat me down and was like, "You think that every time you come in here bouncing off the walls, I don't know that you're high as a kite?" And I'm like, no, you got it backwards. If I'm bouncing off the walls, that means I'm sober. I don't like sober me either. You're right. I'm far more easy to deal with when I've had my medicine. All right, I guess we'll get to the actual politics. I should have packed my bowl while we were watching that. We have another video. I gotta read a lot of shit. I ain't high enough. Oh, maybe we got a video. Got a video from ABC News here. Barack Obama, former president, has tested positive for COVID-19.
President Barack Obama reveals he's tested positive for COVID-19. The former president, who was
I just said that.
He's had a scratchy throat, but otherwise he feels fine. Former First Lady Michelle Obama tested negative. Both are vaccinated and boosted. Tennis star Naomi Osaka broke down in tears after being heckled during a match. A spectator yelled at Osaka from the stands.
Well, there you go. And you got some Osaka news.
Osaka ultimately lost. She addressed the crowd.
I'm trying not to cry, but I just wanted to say thank you.
The four-time Grand Slam singles champion explained that the heckler got to her head. And a passing of note tonight, legendary Oscar-winning actor William Hurt, famous for his roles in films like Kiss of the Spider Woman and Broadcast News, among many others, has reportedly passed away.
Broadcast News is good.
His son saying that he died peacefully of natural causes. He was 71 years old.
That ribs for you, Hearst. No, we're not on to Russia yet. Obama got the COVID. Reminder to get vaccinated if you haven't already, even as cases go down, Obama says. We're seeing a slight uptick, though, in certain areas. Stealth Omicron is stealthy no more. Randall NT. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Welcome. Stealth Omicron is stealthy no more. What's known about the BA2 variant. The variant of Omicron is not yet causing a new surge in the United States, and hopefully it won't. The Omicron coronavirus surge, it subsides. Researchers are keeping an eye on a highly transmissible subvariant known as BA2. Although it doesn't appear to have the capacity to drive a large new wave of infections, the variant could potentially slow the current decline of COVID cases and make treatments more difficult. First discovered the Omicron variant in November, and it quickly became clear that the viral lineage already existed as three genetically distinct varieties. The branch of Omicron had its own set of unique mutations. At the time, the most common was BA1, which quickly spread across the world. BA1 was almost entirely responsible for the record-shattering spike in cases this winter. First, BA1 was 1,000 times as common as BA2, but in early 2022, BA2 started to be found in a larger proportion of new infections. All versions of Omicron are highly contagious, which is why the variant swiftly crowded out earlier forms of the coronavirus like Delta. But a number of studies have found that BA2 is even more transmissible than BA1. In Denmark, for example, scientists examined the spread of both subvariants in households. They found that people infected with BA2 were substantially more likely to infect people they shared a house with than those with BA1. Researchers found that it took less time on average for someone with BA2 to infect another person, accelerating its spread through communities. Yet causing a new surge in the United States, and it probably won't. Early 2022, BA2 was growing more common in a number of countries. By February, it had become dominant worldwide, driving down the once dominant BA1. In the United States, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimated that BA2 jumped to 11% in early March, 1% in early February. It could soon become dominant in this country as well. It does not mean that Americans are riding a new BA2 wave that is infecting a lot of new people. became more common in the United States, the total number of new cases fell by about 95%. Worldwide, the number of daily new cases had fallen to half of what they were at their peak in late January. Countries relaxed their protections against the spread of the COVID. Seriously, I'm sick of the cold. Hopefully this is our last cold snap. But I think we've got one more wave of the polar vortex. If things are still on track like they were going last week, this is what happened to us just a couple of days ago, and we've got one coming on the backside. Boom. One last go. That's going to help, like, if this BA2 is going to be a problem, able to be outdoors more. Help with that as well. And Deltacron cases confirmed by the World Health Organization. WHO this week confirmed the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant dubbed Deltacron, a hybrid strain that combines both the Delta and Omicron variants. I had actually heard about this a couple months ago. I think this happened in Cyprus. But there was some dispute that it might be tainted lab results, but apparently they are now confirming it is indeed a different strain of Omicron. Press conference on Wednesday, Dr. Maria van Kerkhove, whose technical lead for COVID-19, said cases have been reported in Denmark, France, and the Netherlands, but noted that the levels of detection are very low. Cases have been identified in at least 17 patients, according to Reuters. Many instances haven't been confirmed. It's too early to know how transmissible Deltacron infections will be, or if they will cause severe disease. Philip Coulson, a researcher who published a report regarding 3 cases in France. Patients described in the aforementioned report were infected with a strain that combines the spike protein from an Omicron variant with the body of Delta variant. Sounds like those two viruses have been living in sexual anarchy.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Some kind of fucking weird offspring. Tweet last week, Van Kerkhove explained the possibility of a Delta and Omicron recombinant virus. I assume I said that right. You always gotta love when I pause. Look up and make sure the pronunciation.
Recombinant.
I got it. Woo, yay me. The WHO health official said there is very good surveillance in many countries right now, and given the sheer number of changes and mutations with Omicron, it was much easier for researchers, scientists, public health professionals, people who are studying the genome to be able to detect these recombinants. Experts who talked to USA Today say it's too early to be concerned about Deltacron. Not to worry you, just throwing it out there. Not like COVID can make you insane in the membrane. Oh, fuck. How COVID could damage the brain. From Axios, the mystery of how SARS-CoV-2 may cause brain fog or other neurological symptoms in some people is driving new global research. Not enough attention has been paid to the symptoms of the long COVID. Roughly... that says, 79 million Americans contracted COVID-19 in the first 2 years of the pandemic. While most survived, many are grappling with long-term symptoms or long COVID that affect the brain and other body systems. Neuro-long COVID is a very important problem in the U.S. It affects millions of people and leads to people not being able to work the way they used to or to lose time from work. Igor Korlenik, chief of neuroinfectious diseases and global neurology at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, tells Axios urgent need to research the disorders and develop therapies. NIH's Avindra Nath and Yale's Serena Spudjic is the third most frequent neurological condition in the United States today, says Korlanik, who started a long COVID clinic in May of 2020 that's treated about 1,200 patients. Big questions researchers are trying to answer: if and how the virus is breaching the protective blood-brain barrier, how it is damaging the brain, and if the effect is permanent. Most of the accumulated data so far is based on adults, so there is less known about how the virus affects the brains of older teens and children and infants. Now, they were likely to get less severe cases, so hopefully that means it had way less time to be able to affect the brain. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, Pfizer has your best interest at heart. I say that incredibly sarcastically. They may very well
Today
here.
marks 2.
They may very well have our best interest at heart when it comes to providing boosters in the booster schedule, but they're still making boatloads of money. We should always question their motives. And, just fuck Pfizer. We should nationalize it and do it ourselves. I don't know why we don't.
2 years since the start of a national emergency in the U.S. due to COVID-19. Earlier, we spoke with the chairman and CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, about his book, Moonshot, inside Pfizer's 9-month race to make the impossible possible. Here's part of our conversation. Do you think that we will every fall
fuck that dude
for a booster shot with COVID just like we get a flu shot?
I think so. Many variants are coming, and Omicron was the first one that was able to evade in a skillful way the immune protection that we were giving. But also we know that the duration of the protection doesn't last very long. So what we are trying to do, and we are working very diligently right now, it is to make not only a vaccine that will protect against all variants, including Omicron, but also something that can protect for at least a year.
So you've seen some of that data on a fourth dose, a second booster shot. Mm-hmm. You think it will be necessary?
It is necessary, a fourth boost. Right now, the protection that you are getting from the third, it is good enough, actually quite good.
I wish they it had just been from the beginning. Hey, it's going to need to be like
last very long.
A 6 month.
We are just submitting those data to the
yearly
FDA,
regimen.
What the experts also will say outside Pfizer.
So the question that was number one on my list.
Man, if you could vape the vaccine, I bet. That's what they need to be working on. You get a lot of douchebags because the Venn diagram of people who vape and people who are not vaccinated. It's not a complete circle. There are plenty of cool people who vape. I'm just saying there is a lot of douchebags that like the pussy sticks. If you could do it if you could put the vax in the vape, might actually raise vaccination rates. Pfizer, get on that shit.
And I think for so many parents is when will the vaccine be available for those children 5 and under?
Potentially May, if it works. FDA, I'm sure, will do their utmost to review them fast. And we will be ready with manufacturing.
You are a global corporation. How is the
'em.
instability in Europe right now regarding Russia and Ukraine impacting you? Do you expect supply chain issues or pricing effects from this?
No, I don't think that we will have. We are very independent in terms of our supplying our ingredients from those parts of the world.
He looked there for a second like I got asked about Russia? What?
We do make some medicines in Russia for Russia, but we do not export. We do not expect to see in the world any disruptions right now, at least, because of this war.
You don't plan then to divest from Russia?
every time that you have bans or, let's say, trade restrictions, typically they don't apply to medicines because these are about lives. How can you say I'm not going to send to the cancer medicines to Russians because of what they did? Usually they are exempt from these, let's say, situations, but clearly we don't plan to invest in Russia.
Mm-hmm. This dude is the CEO of Pfizer during a goddamn pandemic. How do you have the time to write a fucking book?
And Moderna, mRNA technology. It's still new, and it seems like there are a lot of possibilities for.
Porgo, the problem with water technology is that, like, the plan to turn the freaking frogs gay, or turn the freaking frogs gay, that plan to turn the freaking frogs gay didn't pay off. It didn't work. We don't actually have the technology to put the medicine in the water, apparently. Because they tried to turn the frogs gay, and last I could tell, like, the frogs are still humping like there's no tomorrow. Then again, I don't leave my house, so what do I know about the fucking frogs out there?
Be used. What's the next solution around the corner?
I would say that the lowest hanging fruit is other vaccines. How to use this technology to bring vaccines that we don't have right now, or we have and they are not good enough. Flu is a good example. The flu vaccines are not very good in general. And there are other diseases that we don't have good vaccines. So that will be, I think, the first. The second is oncology, cancer. Right now,
well, I thought the reason the flu, just because it's a guessing game of what the flu virus is going to look like each season. I guess COVID will get that way. It seems like it's far more effective with COVID. But like you guessing as to what it's going to look like, and sometimes the flu vaccine has like a 16% efficacy, and sometimes it has like a 28% efficacy or some shit like that, right? Am I mistaken? Like it fluctuates by the year, but like 28%, 30% per day. Like if you play video games, like you tell me that you wouldn't want a piece of armor that gives you 20%, 25% boost in a stat. I don't know who I'm even talking about right now, who I'm talking to. Yeah, well, like each year they're just kind of predicting what the virus is going to look like, and like each flu vaccine has a different efficacy. The new flu DLC from 2020.
Use to train our immune system through mRNA, not to attack the virus as we do with coronavirus, but to attack our cancer cells, to recognize them as an enemy and try to attack them. That will revolutionize the field if we will be able to be successful with that.
How far are you from that?
You know, I think there's so much work happening even before the vaccines. We started with cancer in RNA. We will know if we are successful, I think, in the next 2-3 years.
Our full conversation's available on our website and our YouTube channel.
That was the CEO of Pfizer telling us about when we might need a fourth booster. That's who that chump was. Fuck him. I wonder how he would taste with barbecue sauce. China is battling its worst COVID outbreak. In the last 2 years, cases have doubled in the last 24 hours. Reported nearly 3,400 daily COVID cases on Sunday, double the previous day, forcing lockdowns on virus hotspots as the country contends with its gravest outbreak in 2 years. A nationwide surge in cases has seen authorities close schools in Shanghai and lock down several northeastern cities as almost 19 provinces battle clusters of the Omicron and Delta variants. The city of Jilin has been partially locked down with hundreds of neighborhoods sealed up. An official announced on Sunday, while Yanji An urban area of nearly 700,000 bordering North Korea was fully closed off. China, where the virus was first detected in late 2019, has maintained a strict zero COVID policy, first by swift lockdowns, travel restrictions, and testing when clusters have emerged. But the latest flare-up, driven by the highly transmissible Omicron variant and a spike in asymptomatic cases, is challenging that approach. And an official with the Jilin Province Provincial Health Commission admitted on Sunday that local authorities' virus response so far had been lacking. Emergency response mechanism in some areas is not robust enough. There's insufficient understanding of the characteristics of the Omicron variant, and judgment has been inaccurate, he said at a government press briefing. Residents of Jilin have completed 6 rounds of mass testing. Local officials said on Sunday the city reported 500 cases of the Omicron variant. Neighboring city of Changchun, industrial base of 9 million people, was locked down on Friday. Smaller cities of Semping and Dunhao, both in Jilin province, were locked down on Thursday and Friday, according to announcements. Apparently, they're just getting their Omicron wave now. No Wang Chung and Chang Chung? Well, how's everybody going to have fun in Chang Chung if they don't have Wang Chung? How are they going to do the dance hall days? Take their baby by the hand. I know way too many Wang Chung songs. I'm gonna take a stab at your name here, Geraldil. Geraldil, like Gia Red. Gia Red. There we go. Boom. Gia Red L. I'm really stoned. Gia Red L. Thank you for being a freaking follower. By the heel? Did I get the words wrong? Why would it be heel? Why would you take your baby by the heel? I was wondering what a scene monkey was. I've listened to that song a million times. I don't remember. I don't remember the words to it. Apparently it's heel and not hand. That's a cat fart emoji. That's hilarious. I experience cat farts quite often. Let me tell you. It's always right before we're going to talk about like the Russia shit. Missile attacks. I try to stall and just talk about nonsense. Get through this bullshit fast, and then we get some right wingers to make. Megyn Kelly had Dave Rubin on. You know that's going to be fun. It's not. It's going to be fucking torture. Iran claims responsibility. Missiles that struck near a U.S. consulate in Iraq. So this happened in Erbil. Missile barrage near a U.S. consulate. Iran claimed responsibility on Sunday for a missile barrage that struck near a sprawling U.S. consulate complex in the northern Iraqi city of Erbil, saying it was retaliation for an Israeli strike in Syria that killed 2 members of its Revolutionary Guard earlier this week. Motherfucker. You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like a high schooler or college. Like, I fucked your dude because you fucked my dude that one time. He's into. Megyn Kelly's independent now. I think. Maybe she's on a platform. We'll find out here in a second. That's what this sounds like to me. That's fucking war is nothing but like guys thinking with their dicks. Binge fuck the musical. No injuries were reported in Sunday's attack on the city of Erbil, which marked a significant escalation between the U.S. and Iran. Hostility between the longtime foes has often played out in Iraq, whose government is allied with both countries. Iran's powerful Revolutionary Guard said on its website that it attacked what it described as an Israeli spy center in Erbil. It did not elaborate, but in a statement said Israel had been on the offensive, and honestly, there's no good guy to root for here. Fucking Israel might have been on the offensive. Then again, Iran's got a radical government, but it's kind of our fault. Like, we shouldn't have interfered in all their business. Like, there's too much history to even go into. Its powerful Revolutionary Guard on its website said that it had attacked what it described as an Israeli spy center in Erbil. It did not elaborate, but in a statement said Israel had been on the offensive, citing the recent strike that killed 2 members of the Revolutionary Guard. The semi-official Tasnim news agency quoted an unnamed source as saying Iran fired 10 Fateh missiles, including several Fateh 110 missiles, which have a range of about 300 kilometers. Weird that, like, the people that write about this shit almost have a hard-on for the munitions that are used to kill innocent people. It's weird. It all has to do with dicks. The author of the story is stroking his dick. The people launching the missiles are exercising their dicks. Jesus is hot. I mean, if Jesus was a young Twinkie, like he's usually depicted in like a Godspell or a Jesus Christ superstar, I'm all about it. A little Twinkie Jesus. Oh yeah. Doesn't have to be a white Jesus. Matter of fact, I'd kind of feel okay. I would prefer my little Twinkie Jesus to be a person of color to make me feel better. Because, like, the entire time, I don't want to be fucking a Twinkie Jesus and he be, like, pearly white like myself. And be upset about it because, like, this is not historically accurate. There are plenty of people of color that could play Jesus in this role, and I should be searching one of them out. Sorry. But if he doesn't call himself Jesus, if he just, happens to look like, what's his name? Jared Leto or whatever. Maybe. But specifically not Jared Leto. I watched the first Jesse, not Jesus. Well, then I can't fuck somebody named Jesse because then I'm just thinking about my best friend. And I can't get a hard on with my best friend involved. Jesse, not Jesus. What were we talking about? Oh, a missile attack. Then we got on to fucking a Twinkie Jesus. I don't know how it happened. I blame it on the chat. You people live in sexual anarchy.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Apparently, Russia is ramping up its attacks. Killing has hit several small Ukrainian towns. This is Dergachi, the outskirts of Kharkiv.
Вчера где-то приблизительно с часу дня и практически до темноты массированно обстреливали город, били в основном по центру, били административные здания, поликлиника, сзади, если мы видим,
They're hitting clinics, administrative buildings,
гуманитарный центр.
apparently a humanitarian center.
Звісно, як не страшно. Страшно. Тут і за себе страшно, і за дитину страшно. Мені зараз
Missiles equal sky dicks.
Чувствую, що вже задихаюсь, кров теряю, а быстренько товариш прилетів, быстренько, очень молодець. Мене, а тут уже і ждали, він позвонив як-то. Ну тут, я так поняв, ждуть круглі сутки.
Russian forces continue to encircle Kharkiv. I thought about that CNN. What Putin should be afraid of. But I try to be a just the facts kind of guy. I don't like the talking head. Other than making fun, like we're going to make fun of Megyn Kelly here in a little bit. Let's actually go to the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, who was on this morning. CNN Sunday. I don't even know who is this woman.
And here with me now,
I feel like she's somebody I know.
Security Advisor Jake Sullivan.
Or should know.
Jake, I want to start with that strike on the military training base that Clarissa was just talking about.
Diane.
The western side of Ukraine, just 11 miles from the border with Poland. What does that tell you about Putin's strategy? And how worried are you about this strike coming so close to a NATO territory?
Well, first, thanks for having me, Dana. We've been warning since well before this invasion got underway.
I am not divulging, even though I've already said it.
You live in sexual
Whether or
anarchy?
not, I adjusted Charlie Kirk's face for that. I can never tell whether his face, like it could be like really small in there, like fucking. I can't tell if it's been photoshopped.
Way in February that the plans for this invasion involved Russia attacking all over Ukraine, southern Ukraine, eastern Ukraine, and yes, western Ukraine. So this does not come as a surprise to the American intelligence and national security community. What it shows is that Vladimir Putin is frustrated by the fact that his forces are not making the kind of progress that he thought that they would make against major cities, including Kyiv, that he is expanding the number of targets, that he is lashing out, and that he is trying to cause damage in every part of the country. What President Biden has made clear from the beginning is that we will not have U.S. military forces
acting just like a scorned lover, want to come back in and just wreck everything, want to break all your shit,
even as we seek
get all territorial on you, show you who's boss.
The Ukrainian fighters who are bravely defending their homes and bravely defending their cities.
After they break all your shit, they're gonna try to butter you up. Oh, I'll make it better. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry. Let Putin come on into your country.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Sexual anarchy in the Ukraine. In Ukraine. Oh, fuck. Hey, Gia. Sure. You want to ask some questions? Would you like to call in? Would you like to hop on the Discord? I would love to get off topic. I love getting off topic. Let's do that. Would you like to actually talk to me? There is a phone number. There is the Discord. Discord usually sounds better. The chatters live in sexual analarchy. I might be down for some analarchy, but it just depends on the day. Like, it depends on like what I had for dinner the night before. I've got weird stomach issues, so I'm not always down for some analarchy. But sometimes I am. I'll go for it. I'll be like, you can put it in. Just saying. Are you with us, Gia? Are you going to talk to us? I mean, just shoot the bull with me, and I'll tell you my opinions. Tell me, give us a call. Hop in the Discord, whichever one is more convenient for you. Just banter with me, and I will totally. I'll give you opinion galore. I'm easy to talk to. I love giving my opinion on things. But I might ask you follow-up questions. So that I rightfully give a informed opinion. You gonna talk to me, Gia? I would love to talk to you. Is sleepy, and I'm not helping. Get back to the news. We're getting to the fun. The teacher that has been fired for reading a what was the name of the fucking story? I need a new butt. Mississippi teacher read a story called I Need a New Butt. We're going to the Discord here. What is going on?
Dude, what's up?
Not a thing. What's up with you?
Dude, how much? Sick. Okay. Yeah, I just literally just found your stream. I'm just browsing politic chats and just finding some different faces and whatnot that are talking about whatever, and trying to see if I can gather some takes. I mean, honestly, this is kind of just off what I'm really doing, because I'm writing a paper about the controversy surrounding wealth and income inequality, particularly in the U.S. And yeah, I'm honestly just gathering thoughts, takes.
Where are you at in the research process?
So I'm just gathering sources, but like particularly finding the right questions to ask. So a lot of the questions that I am kind of focusing on right now are particularly surrounding like the more controversial side of the topic, like whether or not it's even an issue, depending on what side of the political, sphere you're on or whatever.
Whether or not it's even an issue. Well, I mean, it's an issue, correct? I mean, you can identify it as an issue.
Well, depends who you're asking, because a lot of people will argue. For example, a lot of people will say it's not that wealth and income inequality is the issue; it's that poverty is the issue. So, like, there's kind of a debate in that, just surrounding that question, whether or not it's actually like an issue. Which I'll just say, like, I'll say my piece kind of real quick is that, like, obviously it is an issue in my opinion, but like, sorry, dude, I'm just like, I'm a basement dweller.
Dude, I'm fucking stoned as shit right now.
For sure. Let's go.
Oh, you want to smoke some? We'll tell the chat to take some rips.
Yo, chat, take some fucking rips right now. Let's go get high as shit. We're about to talk about wealth and income inequality on the Justin freaking stream.
I like you. Mykonos? Mykonos?
Yeah,
is that how you say it?
Mykonos.
Mykonos. You're cool, Mykonos. I'm down
Thanks,
with you.
Dude.
You're not a groiper, are you?
What's a groiper?
You're not getting ready to bust out some hate speech on me here. You're not gonna be cool for a little while.
No, fuck no. I'm not about that.
All right. Cool. We'll hit the rips and chat. And then I'll let you continue. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, take a rip. All right. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just getting the juices flowing before I set into this paper, because honestly it's due tonight. Let's go. But I have
it's due tonight, like by midnight you got to turn it in?
Yeah. But like I've compiled a lot of research. It's like a big essay, so this is just like a portion of it that I have to turn in. But
you and I are a lot alike. I procrastinated into the last minutes as well. I feel I do my best work under pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Like some constraints on time help me kind of like, and honestly, this is procrastination, but whatever, I'm just like, I like talking about politics, and I don't feel like I even really get to. I just have those internal debates, in the shower.
Well, okay. Let me ask you a question. Like, what do you feel the state is of income inequality? What level of inequality is going on in the United States currently? Have you read?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's like the state of it is it's not in a good state. That's for sure. Like, it's fucked up. There's a massive difference and gap in like the middle class, the middle class is shrinking, the working class is growing.
It's like 1% of the population owns like 66% or 60 something percent of the wealth.
Yeah.
And then you move down to like the top 5% owns 90 something, or like we're getting to like, I assume you're a working stiff, like you're a college student.
Yeah.
You come from a working stiff family, right?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, my parents are actually immigrants, so.
I mean, your dad had to be stiff for a little bit, right? Because he.
Like stiff as in like.
Because he fucked your mom and had a kid.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Horrible joke. I'm sorry I went there.
No, dude, you're chilling. I don't give a fuck. But like, what am I saying here? So yeah,
this is like historic levels of inequality that we're seeing in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, I actually have all these sources that I want to pull up, that I want to like give some of those numbers off of here, because it's like way bad. Some of those numbers that you said were pretty much exactly right on, I think. It gets way worse than that though. Because it's like, hold on, I want to find this exact stat here.
I'm glad because I was just throwing it out of my ass. I'm like, something like that. It's in that ballpark. Like I knew I was close, but like I wanted to put that asterisk there, like not an exact figure. But thank you for verifying that.
Yeah, sorry I'm lagging here. I just want to pull up this chart here that shows kind of like the fucked up numbers here. So
cool. Fucking hit me with data.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so here, this is you can even look it up, or whoever, for chat, anyone that's curious. This article, it's a peer-reviewed, published article, childhood wealth inequality in the United States. So it basically is like talking about families or like households in America with children and how wealth and income inequality affects them compared to households that don't have any kids. And it has like a whole breakdown of all the different stats of all types of demographics and marriage, age, whatever. And this
race?
One particular race, this one particular graph here that I have, that shows some of the it's talking about net worth. And so the average net worth or average median net worth. So keep in mind that's including, billionaires and, millionaires. Those numbers kind of get inflated because of, the billionaires. So anyways, the median net worth for white households in America with or without children is $63,000. So that's their net worth, which, in case anyone's not, aware, net worth is like all of your income and assets minus your debts. So whites listed at $63,000. Hispanics are listed at $3,000. And
aren't black households like negative 1,000 or something like that?
So black is, the median is $808.
Wow.
According to the right. So then it goes even more in depth because it shows what level of education they had. So regardless of race or ethnicity or whatever, it shows if you have a bachelor's, the median net worth is $136,000. Bachelor's or more in education. High school is $8,000. No high school is $566. So
how do I get in on this median? Because like I fucking have a bachelor's degree. I'm not seeing that kind of shit. Where's this Where's this $100,000? I want $100,000.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's like, that's kind of part of the controversy and part of the questions I'm asking here, because
are you looking into the generational wealth and its effect?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't remember what it is, but it's like the percentage of wealth that's shared from generations before 1970 is something like 60% more than what like millennials are seeing. So like if you are a boomer, chances are you like had a much higher obviously because their parents are dead and whatnot, right? So like inheritance. But like one of the questions I'm asking here, just to go off of that anyways, is that like these numbers and statistics that break down kind of what the median net worth of these demographics are is skewed because you have like billionaires and millionaires, and obviously I don't know how it's probably every single billionaire and millionaire has a bachelor's or more in education. So that's why like you see a bachelor's at $136,000.
True. Thank you. That's a fantastic point.
Yeah, whereas like, no high school, like you don't have any, prospering people making millions of dollars, at least in like giant numbers in this country without even like a high school diploma. So it has their median set at $566. Another one that's like super interesting here is married and unmarried. So the median net worth for married people, and that's like such a vague, just like, you know, broad number, but they do it like that on purpose so you can take a look at it. And then they publish it and say kind of, you know, like, yeah, see, look, married people are far more successful. But anyways, it shows that median net worth for married individuals is $70,000, while unmarried is $975. So that one's also like super interesting. But yeah, those are like that's like one of the questions, is kind of how the data is misrepresented to kind of, you know, point out whether the discussion of, you know, is inequality an issue or is poverty an issue. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't think I worded that too well, but that's kind of like one of the questions I'm tackling right now, because like a lot of particularly right-wingers, I assume you're not a right-winger because you have right-wingers are morons on the behind you. I love that, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can get a t-shirt from the t-shirt store. Tell them.
Oh, nice. I'll check that out. That's pretty dope. I like that. I had like a hat. So, excuse me. I live in Utah.
I rated a 4. You live in Utah.
Yeah, I live in Utah. Fucking Utah.
Were you raised Mormon?
I'm not gonna know. I won't say I was raised Mormon.
I'm sorry. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
No, dude. Like, that's a whole nother can of worms. But
I'm
like
sorry.
Mormonism,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good. Like, Mormonism fucking runs this place, you know? Like, I was baptized, but I wasn't really raised Mormon. Like, my parents were Mormon, but like I said, they're immigrants, so they're from Italy. My parents are Italian. And, you know, culturally, like, it's totally just a different... everything's different. Like, Mormon culture and Utah culture is kind of different from just textbook Mormonism. Anyways...
please tell me that your parents, one of them knew how to cook it.
Oh yeah. So it's pretty cliche. Like, my dad is an artist, or, you know, he's an artist. That was his main thing.
That's cool.
Like, you know, my mom is literally like a chef. Like, that was kind of her thing too. She did like catering and cooking and stuff. So yeah, you know, Italian.
You got you some good Italian food.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Ooh, honestly, I'm a pretty simpleton. Like, I like a good margarita. You know, just some mozzarella, some basil. That's kind of my thing. So cheese pizza, that's my go-to. Honestly,
That's very authentic Italian.
Yeah, dude. Margarita pizza. That's what's up. I like some prosciutto on my pizza, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, prosciutto's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
I make these potatoes where I put prosciutto on the top, but like I'll take the grease and put it down in the potatoes as I'm like mashing the potatoes up. Then I bake them again.
Oh shit, that sounds bomb. Nice.
It is, but like we know how to cook with fat down here in the South.
Okay, so you're in the South then. Shit.
Yes. Way off topic. What?
Okay, well,
do you have any questions that you would like to pose to me? Like, are you doing any kind of survey for your paper?
I mean, yes and no. Kind of like part of the whole like research process, you know, is to just kind of like get in on the discourse and see what other people from different sides, like, you know, like have and whatnot. But my intention when I asked you is like, like I said, I'm kind of procrastinating. I'm like, let me just ask this guy, like, what do you think? You know, like, some people will say like, it's not even a real problem. Like, poverty is the problem.
I don't know how poverty is a cause, a symptom of the wealth inequality. You can only there's only so many slices of the pie. There's only a limited amount of wealth out there. So if you let 700 billionaires or some shit like that, if you let 700 people hoard that much fucking money, suck it out of our system to where, like it's not circulating. That's what makes our system run, is the money circulating through it. So just having 700 billionaires is cancerous to a capitalistic system. But it's also like that's
keep going, yeah, go off.
Anachronistic or whatever, because like the 700 billionaires is the direct result of capitalism. The money will always funnel to the top, and you will always consolidate. So it's a catch-22 within the capitalistic system.
So then there are so many different approaches to, like, yes, it's a problem and we need to like shrink it, but how exactly? Like, do you have any takes on like how you can help alleviate? I mean, obviously there are plenty of very no-brainer ones, right? Like taxing the rich more and whatnot, which are like the most, like all that's all I'll find essentially when I look it up. But when it's like a side versus side, left versus right debate, like what's a take? Do you have any idea for?
I am very much on the radical side of the spectrum. What I would really like to do to those 700 people would violate Twitch's terms of service.
Okay.
Much like the French Revolution, they did to their ruling class. Yeah, you feel me? Those 700 people seem like a good place to start.
I agree. I completely agree. Fuck the billionaires. Fuck like the. Fuck the billionaires. Fuck, like they're like all those, it's like 90%, over 90% of the money that is traded through Wall Street and the New York Stock Exchange is owned by massive corporations and hedge funds that like literally play the game over and over again. So you have like the entire country's economy, or so like, right wingers particularly like to act, is focused on, the Wall Street, the stock exchange and all that shit. But then 90% of it is controlled by massive corporations. So yeah, like I completely agree. Like the billionaires and all that shit, like the massive hordes of wealth that needs to be like redistributed, I guess. Yeah. Like that's kind of the take I have, obviously. Like that shit is criminal, shouldn't be allowed, and quite frankly a lot of those higher executives and corporations should probably just get Mussolini'd. Oops, you know what I'm saying? Like
Borgo is on the eat the rich side, but like they probably taste horrible, but some of them are pudgy and probably very fat and juicy.
For sure.
nice and tender. So like I guess in the near, because we're not gonna go all the way the extreme like what I would really like to do.
For sure.
So like in like the short term, like I would like to nationalize the energy industry and nationalize the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay. Yeah.
Nationalize insurance, health insurance.
Right. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Those
or take over the largest health insurer, leave a private market that can sell supplemental insurance, but there is some Medicare for all program ran by the government that can negotiate prices. I always have to explain to right-wingers how insurance actually works, that it's the cheapest when everybody's in the pool. So when you have a nationalized program, that's when you get the cheapest outcome. Because then the federal government can be like, nah, we ain't paying $300. I don't know what insulin is. I'm just throwing this out there, like $300 a vial. I think I'm fucking close.
Yeah,
like
something like that, something
like,
ridiculous. Well,
we're not
it's
going to
literally
pay
like,
$300 a vial. It needs to be fucking 15 like it is in other countries.
well, I mean, of course, it's like that's like no brainer shit, and not only that, that's stuff that like, it's like a is it masochist? Is that the word? Like they like the pain. Like right wingers want to hurt themselves because nobody's gonna disagree on that. Like when I was I'm 23. When I was like 18, I didn't have health insurance, and
you young pup.
I got strep throat, and it was like really bad, and I was fucking dying, and I just sat on it for like 4 or 5 days until it got so bad my tonsils were like all disgusting looking, and I was literally feeling like I was gonna just pass out and not survive. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the Instacare and like try to get some medications and see what happens. I guess I don't have health insurance, but we'll do it anyways. They gave me a strep throat shot, and they like gave me a prescription to go to the pharmacy and pick it up. And I went to the pharmacy, and I guess on my prescription they had written me the prescription for the strep throat shot that they had already given me. And the lady was like, okay, so your total will be $900 and something dollars. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
And I was like, well, what did they put on there? And they were like, well, they put your strep throat shot and some like numbing spray for your throat. And I was like, what the fuck? And they were like, if you take the numbing spray off, it'd be only $600. And I was like, don't they just sell numbing spray like over the counter for like $3? And they were like, yeah, this is just like the prescription grade kind, I guess. And I was like, holy shit. Anyways, I mean, I'm 18 at that point. I'm not paying for that shit. Like I didn't pay for it, and it's like kind of fucked up my credit score because it was my one unpaid bill. But I put a lot of thought into that afterwards because I literally remember when I got the strep throat shot, they just pulled it out of the closet. Like it was just a little vial. I'm like, dude, that thing was just sitting in the closet. It probably cost them a cent to produce. They mass produced it, and then they want to charge me like $600-700 for it.
Even if we are generous with our estimates, it costs them 20 cents to manufacture it. It didn't cost that much, but even if it cost 20 cents, that kind of markup is just absurd, especially for something that's a life-saving medicine. There can exist if there wants to be a private insurance industry or a private pharmaceutical industry that makes boner pills and frivolous shit, so be it. But like heart medicines, fucking insulin, shit that you need to fucking live should be manufactured by the government, should be point of sale free for the consumer.
Well, literally, it should, regardless of, if you wanted to take that take to like a right winger who's going to obviously disagree with you, you could just separate the whole entire concept of the fact that, it should be produced by the government. It's like, ethically speaking, whether it's produced by the government or a corporation, they should be doing it for the simple fact of helping, alleviate that human suffering, because that's the whole point of medication and helping people that are sick. So like trying to profit off of shit like healthcare, trying to profit off of energy, natural resources, it's like nobody owns that shit. It's only discovered, and like it's there for us to better the human fucking whatever situation. But
I'm from the coal fields of eastern Kentucky. Like you guys have mining like in northern Utah, don't you?
Yeah, they have all types of mining here. It's like
I never understood how a private company can own the coal in the ground. Blows my fucking mind. Who agreed to that? But like the problem that we're really running into is the concentration of wealth in RB always hates it when I pull this out, but like it's inside of the boomer generation, you named off the stats that I've seen as well. There's a concentration of wealth, and they make the rules. They've turned around and privatized institutions. Like they didn't have to worry about fucking healthcare back in the fucking 50s and 60s.
Right.
Go to a hospital and shit wasn't outrageous because the government invested in that shit. You college wasn't this massive debt that's a relatively new phenomenon. They didn't even keep track of student loan debt until the 90s because it didn't exist.
Yeah. Well, and exactly.
They turned around and they privatized everything they could to sell back to us, the generations that were up and coming, and now like you're part of like the fucking Gen Z. Is that what you're the younger generation?
Yeah.
I'm a millennial.
I'm like, yeah, right there on the start of Gen Z. I'm pretty sure but. Yeah, it's all fucked up, and it's like I think it's kind of like part of the whole late stage capitalism thing. Everybody's seeing it come into fruition, especially people of my generation. I don't know how old you are, but you've seen it too. It's like, it kind of almost feels nowadays where the entire economy is centered around almost rather than education. It's like entrepreneurialism where you have a massive margin of success only if you're already set to inherit massive amounts of wealth that, allow you to, stand on the ladder that's like 50 feet above everybody else. It's like, sometimes it kind of feels like you go into massive debts to go to college. If you come from working class backgrounds like myself, I pay for college completely on my own. I don't have any sort of help from anybody. Actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't even graduate high school. And because of that, I haven't been able to. It's been like a huge struggle getting federal aid for school, and I've been lucky enough with my work that I've kind of had enough money to just pay for it, although I'm working on getting all that shit figured out. I'd just rather not go into debt because it's so much money. But it just kind of sometimes feels like people
that fucks up. That's fucked up. You get your grants and shit though. Have you gotten the equivalent? Have you gotten like a GED or something?
So I've gotten like half of it because you take it in portions essentially. So why can you not get a GED? Yeah, no, I can't get a GED. It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe the psychology behind all of that. Like, the GED is done in like portions. So I've done like half of it and then I just need to do the other half. But actually I've come to find that you don't actually need to have a GED or equivalent, like, anything like that to qualify for government aid. It's just like it's caused a whole bunch of shit with my school where they're like, oh, like we want to see this, blah, 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 blah. And anyways, that whole thing extends to a whole nother can of worms when it comes to
it's a horrid bureaucracy. The way colleges operate make me want to,
Yeah, so the whole thing though with that, what I'm saying is that like sometimes I even think that college nowadays, I mean, at one point, 60s, 70s, 80s, college was a place to go get educated, get mastered in a certain field so that you could contribute to that, like, workplace and whatever. Now it kind of feels like the people that go to college are just people that were already destined to inherit a fuck ton of wealth, so they were never going to have to worry about, securing the financial place that like a successful person needs. There's so many people that just go into shitloads of debt so they can get a degree, and then they get out of school and wages for 90% of the degree fields for a bachelor's, they don't even pay more than 60 grand a year, where 60 grand a year is like, if you ask me, nearly a fucking livable wage in most places, so
are you trying to say college is a scam?
I'm saying college is a scam. Yeah, I'm saying most people that like they sell you to go to college so that you can, get educated, get a good job, get a degree, work your way up the ladder. But for loads and loads of people, that's never going to even be the case unless like they hop on the whole new wave of our economy, which is just be an entrepreneur, extort as much wealth from whatever, be an opportunist in every aspect of your life, and hustle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Live that bro culture. I don't even think we have the capacity to be entrepreneurs anymore. Like my grandfather owned his own used appliance repair shop. Just like had a building next to his house. Like people came over. This is in Eastern Kentucky. People come over, bring their fucking refrigerators and shit. I didn't even think anything of it when I was a kid. Like you can't do that anymore. That's not a thing that can just happen.
Like maybe you can if your dad already did that, and all you have to do is just go ahead and accept the position below him, and then carry on whatever he started, which I swear to God is the case for like all the wealthy people I've met or seen, or all the privileged people that I get to interact with that are doing so well. Like 9.999 out of 10 of them, have had some major upper hand at some point or another. And I think that like when it comes to the wealth and income inequality, conversation, those are kind of points that are often just like not talked about, like the ethics or philosophy of it all. They just focus on the numbers and how nowadays there are less people that are impoverished. Like, although like there are more billionaires than ever before, now you have homeless people with cell phones and iPhones. But like, that whole side of the conversation is completely redundant when you just talk about the ethics in society and the way that like humans have progressed. It's like I wouldn't tell like in the 80s you could buy a shitty CRT TV for $300, and nowadays you can buy like a flat screen nice ass TV for $300 or for $200. You know what I mean? And it's like the fucking, you get what I'm saying there? Like I'm trying to make this connection.
Man, those old TVs, they might have been more than $300. I mean, like $500 or $600.
Yeah, whatever.
Really
Yeah, 300 is way low for a TV, anyways. Yeah,
really fucking expensive back then.
Yeah, trying to make that like, trying to say like, oh, homeless people have phones, whatever. It's like, dude, that's kind of the way it is now. Like in the 1905, you didn't have a fucking refrigerator, but now everybody has a refrigerator. If you don't have one, then like you're really living, like you probably don't even live in a house or something.
I guess like I've heard Bill O'Reilly make that argument, like the poor now live better than the poor whatever time period you want to throw out, and like that doesn't excuse just wage slavery. That's the problem. Like we're exactly. It's a system that doesn't put people in front of profits. It is a system that has been rigged by the generations that came before us. Like once again, like the systems that the boomers had in place for them, a segment of them, not the whole boomer generation. My parents were boomers and they checked out of politics, and they allowed the bad boomers to go and be able to rig the economy for themselves and privatize all these things they were able to take advantage of, whether it be school, healthcare, whatever. And now even going to college is just a headache where you have to deal with the Bursar's office. And I'm not saying it correct.
Yeah, no, I get you. It's
the financial aid office, and you gotta take this form here and this form there, and it's a goddamn headache. It distracts from the actual learning. It's a stress that like fucking every year the fucking people be lined up outside the administration building for like fucking fucked up shit with their financial aid. People worried they'd be getting kicked out of class and shit. It's an undue burden on people that are there to learn. Fuck all the way off. We just pay for fucking college for everybody.
Well, yeah, and like that whole thing takes a toll on students anyway. Student success is not even that high. Like I think it's like less than 30% of people that go to college ever even graduate. It's probably lower than that. And
that's
probably
one of the contributing factors to it. They just don't want to fucking deal with that bullshit.
Right, but like people that are privileged and in a position where, say, you have your daddy paying for your college for you, you don't have to deal with any of that bullshit. Like, I don't have to go to the, financial aid office and sit down one day and talk to them about my financial stress and why college costs me $5,000 every 4 months or whatever the fuck. So those people are clearly going to have a much, smoother ability to get through it all. But like, that is completely out of the conversation in the mainstream, field of politics, because, obviously fucking politics, man. They don't pay any attention to anything that even fucking matters, obviously. But,
that's why I put a troll face on everything. I talk serious politics with rainbow graphics and a troll face while getting high.
Fuck yeah, that's what's up.
Talking about the cops shooting people and people dying in the streets because of wealth inequality with the troll.
Good. Yeah, I feel like I live with the similar kind of mantra or whatever the fuck. I'm struggling to find the words right now, but yeah, I feel that heavily.
It happens. It happens. Don't worry. It happens to Joe Biden like 3 times a speech at least.
Yeah. And today, whenever he...
Was that you? Was that your impression?
Yeah. Brothers and sisters, or whatever the fuck he's all, he's like, what did he say at the State of the Union? He was all, he goes, last year we saw over 40% of people experience a higher rate of wealth inequality, and wages are going down. And then he goes, I get it. That's why. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Call me Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Call me Corn Pop. Say I'm a bad dude in that voice.
Say it again.
Call me Corn Pop and say I'm a bad dude in that voice.
Justin, you're a corn pop and you're a bad dude. Right?
Thank you. That made my night.
Okay, there you go.
So do you have any interesting political races coming up in Utah? Is there a Senate race in Utah?
Yeah, the Senate race for 1 seat is coming up. It's fuckhead Mike Lee's.
Mike fucking Lee. Nobody's gonna be able to unseat him, are they?
Say that again.
Nobody's gonna be able to unseat them, are they? And if they do, it's gonna come from the right. In the primary.
No. I don't think Utah's had a Democratic senator like ever. I don't know. Like, not in my lifetime. Like, oh my god, politics in Utah are just, they're so bad. Yeah, Mike Lee is a disgrace. He definitely does not represent me. He's a fucking idiot, major dick sucking, Trump loving fucker.
But they didn't like Trump in Utah. Explain that one to me.
Okay. It's like, so you have Mormon culture, right? Where Mormons run the state. They got their hands in literally everything here.
There's nothing wrong with sucking dick. Dick is yummy.
I think like, for some reason, a religion like Mormonism that preaches like renewed is what they call it, like renewed fucking takes on the 10 Commandments and all the Jesus shit. Like they really love right winger. What the fuck? I'm struggling so hard right now to talk. They really love right winger theories and shit. Like they just align with that, like capitalist beliefs and conservatism and stuff like that. So all it takes for someone like Mike Lee to win in Utah is they basically have to come on, say some shit like Trump, like we don't like abortion. Abortion is an act of killing. our state is a holy place and we don't kill here. Jesus said so. And then everybody, like, then they dump like $5 million into their campaign, yada, yada. Like, I live, I think, really close to Mike Lee, actually. And, well, I live on like the poor side. Mike Lee lives up on the hills, in this big mansion.
I can send you recipes for Molotov cocktails if you want me to.
I'm like, someone should go, like protest these suburbs. You know what I mean?
I'm just throwing it out there. But then again, you're young. Let us older folk who have thrown our lives away already. Let us take care of this. We can.
God, I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm completely off topic. But like, do you know about the tenets of Mormonism? Can I ask you questions? Like, I'm not asking you about your belief in Mormonism, but do you know anything about it?
Oh yeah, I know all about it. I know everything there is to know about it.
Do they think the Armageddon is going to occur here in the U.S.?
You mean like inevitably, or like right now due to current like circumstances?
Like do they believe in the concept of an Armageddon?
Yeah, like, they refer to it as the second coming of Christ. I don't know if that's like, I'm pretty sure that's a thing within all of Christianity, like the rapture. They have their own spin on it. Eventually, that like it's LDS, right? Latter-day Saints. That's what the whole kind of thing is. It's just like Joseph Smith, made the Book of Mormon, and he was revealed all these, revelations about Christianity, and he renewed the gospel of Jesus Christ with the Book of Mormon and his other things. And LDS means Latter-day Saints. Like, they're the Latter-day Saints. They're the people and religion of the final days before the second coming of Christ, when the world becomes, so corrupt and fucked up and whatever, and then Christ will come back and save us all, or whatever the fuck.
Never even put like latter day, what that ever meant, later days, what later days and the fucking, it's a newer church. I never even thought like that it is a connotation that they are in the end time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Dude,
does it still have the whole Israel mythology around it?
Oh yeah, but like way worse. Like, people don't like. I take it you just don't know very much about like Mormon lore or whatever. Like, I'll give you some of it in a nutshell.
The only Mormons I've ever met were like the ones that would knock on the door, and I always tried to get them to smoke pot with me. I'd be like, "Hey, let me go get you laid. Some pussy will get you off of this bullshit." Like, I always preach the word of like, "Let me get you off of this stupid ass Mormonism," and they, probably felt these young punks that are just like fresh out in the world probably felt like really abused by me.
Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy, like, to what extent that whole, like, be good, like the Mormons, especially like in Utah County, it's like south of Salt Lake County, like they're not exposed to even like fuck, like you say fuck or something around them. They're like, they shudder, like, holy shit, this is bad. I can't feel the spirit here. I gotta bounce, dog. But Mormons believe that like Jesus, was crucified, whatever, and then he was resurrected by Israel people, Jerusalem and stuff. And then they also believe that after he was resurrected, this is where it's fucking hilarious. After he was resurrected, Jesus went to South America and then North America and continued his teachings there. And so like, Native Americans and, like the Aztecs and stuff were taught the word of Moroni, or whatever the fuck, the Mormon way of Christ's teaching and stuff. And that, you can look it up, they're referred to as the what is it? The Nephites. Yeah.
If what would have stopped Jesus from just existing forever then? Like he went on to South America, went on up to North What if he's just some internal being that's already here? There is no second. I'm just being a stoned motherfucker now.
No, yeah, you're good. That's like the whole thing is like, so the Book of Mormon is something that was written by, I think, well, it's a collection of different, fucking books that were written by the Nephites, the people that were here when Jesus came after his whole thing. So the teachings of Jesus.
No, it was the bullshit of Joseph Smith, but like supposedly was written by this tribe. These Nephites didn't actually exist, right?
No.
and the Moroni, they didn't actually exist. This wasn't a thing.
No, they did not exist, and like, it's hilarious. Like the descriptions of them, there's no historical evidence to point towards these entire societies and people and civilizations, like, fucking with bows and arrows and swords and epic battles and whatnot, and then like we obviously know who was here. Like now they know. Back then in the 1800s or whatever, I guess they didn't know shit, or they just had their own, whitewashed version of what they refer to as
archaeology
savages.
Was in its very infant stages.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's very easily like, debunked, but it's crazy, like the extent that the cognitive dissonance that people go through. Because, Mormonism literally runs the state of Utah. Like there are Mormons everywhere here, and people devote their entire lives. And like one of the things about Mormonism is they have a slogan essentially where they say, I know this church is true. This is the one true church. I know that this church is true because it was, it was fucking revealed to me by personal revelation. But it gets so much worse than that. Like Mormons believe literally that like...
That's no different than the fucking like Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Like it's the same fucking bullshit. And just like the vast majority of people just want to be slaves to some sort of fucking system.
Well, yeah, and then also Mormonism requires that you pay 10% of your earnings into
the Mormon
tithing.
Church.
Like, yeah, so if you're a Mormon, you have to pay 10% of your money, of your income, to tithing. That's one of like the commandments.
Mormon Church is fucking rich, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's like one of the, so like I think it was leaked just like 2 or 3 years ago actually that the Mormon Church currently has a $100 billion stockpile of cash. And once that got leaked, one of like the financial advisors or whatever that runs the Mormon banking and stuff, that was just one of their accounts. Once it got leaked, they were questioned like, why do you have so much money? Like, why are you like literally holding on to $100 billion cash stockpile? And they said, in the final days, like we are going to need this. Like we're going to need that kind of money. Like, dude, Utah has like these massive Mormon temples all over the place. Like the whole valley is covered in these temples that are just like these mega million, $100 million mansion style buildings that they just pop up everywhere, and they build them like left and right just cause, like they want to expand their domain on the state and keep their influence ever so, tight on the
take those houses and give them to homeless people.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like, so in order to go into one of the Mormon temples, you have to have what they call the priesthood, which like, if you're an ordained person and you're good or whatever the fuck by Mormon standards, you can go to the temple and do the whole weird...
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I'm ordained. Could I go in? I'm an ordained minister in like whatever, the bullshit internet church that you can get ordained from. I can marry people.
No, you cannot.
You have to be Mormon ordained.
Yeah, no, you need to, first you need to, so there's a step. You have to be baptized in the Mormon church. You have to get the Aaronic priesthood, which is like.
Oh, I got the ironic priesthood.
Okay, so if you have the ironic,
call me Father Freakin from now on.
Then you need to get the Melchizedek priesthood when you're like 18 or something like that, and then you can go through the temple process, the whole shebang and whatnot, where they do their fucking weird.
That sounds like a Power Rangers villain.
Dude, it's yeah, it's a lot, and it's like what was I gonna say about that? So like one time, so before they before they make the temple official, when they first build it, they do like an open house where, you know, oh, it's not completely sealed as holy or whatever, so anybody can go check it out. Like you can go through a walkthrough of the temple and take a look at it. And one day my friends and I were just like walking around town, and they had like an open house for this new temple built. We were like, dude, let's go fucking check it out, just for shits and giggles. And like I went through the temple, like I walked through it, and I shit you not, man, this place was like, it was like, you know, stained wood and marble walls and like all this shit. And they had these different rooms. So they had these different rooms. One was called the terrestrial room, the telestial room, and then the celestial room. The celestial room is like it had a little poster on the entrance that said, this is a representation of like heaven and the highest kingdom of God, and like you come into this room to pray to God and like have your closest connection to him. And like I go in that room, and like they had gold plated everything. There was like a big ass chandelier with jewels. Like the fucking exit sign had this big gold plating around it. Like, and I just like looked around, and I just saw like this, you know, boomer ass dude with this little cheesy grin on his face. He's all reverent and quiet. Like he can really feel the spirit. And I'm just thinking, like, this guy really is in here, like feeling the spirit. He's thinking, like, you know, this is what I get when I die. And I'm like, damn, these people are in for a fucking rude awakening.
They're not gonna, like, see, that's the problem though, is they're not going to get that rude awakening.
I know.
It's just gonna be like bloop, and it's like nothing going on. There's not gonna be a consciousness to absorb that, like, there's no fucking God, I was wrong. That's the thing that pisses me off most about it, is they're never gonna fucking know that they were wrong.
I know. Yeah, it's all fucked up. And I mean, that's just
were
like,
they,
that's
when you went in that temple, were they like watching you the whole time?
No, because, you know, there's so many Mormons in Utah that I pretty much just, you know, I'm just a member of the crowd moving through, like, oh, look at this. I'm like, they assume, you know, I'm just a Mormon guy. I'm just checking out the new temple. It's so sick, man.
Well, no, I'm not like, would you have been able to whip your dick out and piss on something?
Pretty sure you'd get life in prison in Utah. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would call it free speech, and I'd try to fight. But then again, with our courts the way they are, but like I highly recommend pissing on things. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a good form of protest.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, fuck.
I might also have a piss fetish, but that's a whole other conversation.
Go film a porno in the temple.
I bet that's happened. They've expelled people for that kind of shit, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Mormon porn is incredibly popular. You know this, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure Utah is like one of the highest, you know, subscribed porn. Something I've read about this. Like, no shit, Utah declared. Like Utah, a place where there is extreme wealth and income inequality, all sorts of problems with a million different things. Fucking Utah, the Utah governor declared porn a public health crisis. So, like,
oh my god, I remember this.
Yeah, porn is a public health crisis in America, in Utah. So, like, if you go to like a porn site here, before you enter, there's like a big pop-up that says like the state of Utah government warning has, you know, declared pornography a public health crisis, and like, you know,
when we get off of here, I'm gonna change my VPN to like, I'm pretty sure I got a Salt Lake City server. I will bounce off of Utah and go to a porn site and see if I get a fucking warning.
Yeah, do it. Like, I mean, Pornhub for sure has it, but I don't know about the other ones.
Pornhub is my go-to, isn't it yours? I mean, you do not have to answer that. That's way too personal.
I mean, like, I think if you want to, I won't answer it, but I'd say that if you want to be safe and not infect your computer or have someone watch you through your fucking webcam, you should probably just stick to the mainstream source. You know what I'm saying? Pornhub.
Whoa.
Pornhub.
I don't do any this computer, the one with the camera and all the processing power that I do my work and my streaming on. It doesn't do any of those. Like, it doesn't go on those sites. I've got a laptop for that kind of shit. I've got a laptop for risky shit.
For sure.
Where I do business that I don't want anybody to know about.
Of course.
By the way, toss my laptop if I ever die when somebody's going through my apartment. Toss my fucking fry it, do something.
Toss the porn top, you know.
Well, that's the problem. Is like, I'm really good about backing things up, so my porn is on like all my different, you know, fucking drives. Sexual anarchy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, I go down some fucking rabbit holes sometimes. All right, it has been a blast talking with you. It's been like a fucking hour now.
For sure, I got to get back to this. I got to write, but yeah, it's been a blast.
You need to write a fucking paper. How many words does your paper have to be?
Oh, dude, it's 4 to 5 pages, but it's cool. Like, I can crank it out. I got all the juices flowing, so I appreciate you talking to me about it and kind of helping me get some of these, kind of getting that, you know, like that political fire lit, so I can feel a little passion behind my writing, so I can go into these sources, know exactly what I want to talk about, and spit it all out real quick. I think I got it. This professor's pretty lax, so.
Well, 4 to 5 pages isn't that bad. I never thought that was too bad.
Yeah, I can crank it out. I got some time, a couple hours. It'll be fine. Anyways, dude, it was good talking to you.
Mykonos. Am I saying it right?
Say it again.
Mykonos.
So on Twitch, it's actually pronounced Jared, just like Jared. But like I said, I'm Italian, so it's like Jared, but you know, Jared L. That's what I'm on here. But yeah, Mykonos. Mykonos is a city in Greece that, like, anyone who's gonna achieve that billionaire status, when we get there, you know what I'm saying, buying a house in Mykonos. That's what I'm talking about.
I think I knew that from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, nice. Yeah, exactly. It's an island in Greece. It's a very beautiful place. Look it up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, go write your paper. I wish you the best of luck. Go get you an A.
All right. Yeah, good talking. Peace out, dude.
Peace. That was fun. That was a fun little break from the bullshit that we're gonna talk about. I got like Fox News ready to fire up. Cool kid indeed. I'm like, if I can be of help with somebody's college paper, please call in. I will help talk you through it. Dirty deniers, what is going on? From buying high-end, I have seen their under. If that's their definition of high-end underwear, I've ventured onto the Mormon porn. I like group stuff, so there's some group stuff going on in the Mormon porn. But if that's high-end underwear, because that looks like just the plainest fucking cotton you can get. That's high-end underwear. If they're paying top dollar for that shit, somebody is scamming somebody. Oh, shit. Yeah, Fox News all upset about Vice President Harris going to Poland. Talk about the Ukraine situation.
I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees. Okay.
A friend in need is a friend in need.
Man, she's awkward.
More just
And like we watched clips of her, or at least a clip, on Thursday. Like she was fine. Like they chose like the most awkward clip they could to play of her to make her look bad. Seriously, she is. I feel sorry for her. She is in over her head. I think she was good as a senator. She should have remained a senator. She was good in hearings, questioning people. That was a good role for her. But like, oh my God, like she's so cringe. 2024 is gonna be a bitch. But then again, Maria Bartiromo talking about somebody else being cringe and awkward. Yeah, their VP Harris laughs answering a question on refugees.
Disturbing gaffe, says Vice President Kamala Harris, was all laughs in Poland on Wednesday when asked about the fate of more than 2.5 million refugees who fled Ukraine in what's...
Wait, do they like refugees on Fox? What is... Oh, these are white. That's right.
Stephen Miller served as senior policy advisor for President Trump. He is the founder of America.
Oh, my God, it's Stephen Miller.
Stephen, good morning to you. Thanks very much for being
Good
here.
morning.
A lot to get.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was Stephen Miller. I would have gave you a content warning on that one. I was not aware that fucking ghoul was going to pop up. My apologies. You have every right to scream in horror. It ain't even Halloween. We got a skeleton on our screen.
In Eastern Europe, your reaction to our vice president on foreign land.
Jared, thank you. Awesome talk we
She
had.
has been one of the most spectacularly ineffective representatives of the United States of America I think we have ever seen. That moment with the president of Poland, in which she's telling some sort of indecipherable joke about Ukrainian refugees that she alone in the whole world understands, is a new low point in America.
He makes my skin crawl. Look at this
Who
dude.
suffered unimaginable horror and suffering. What joke she thinks there, what's funny about that, what she thinks is worth laughing about, only she in her mind could understand. But
She started singing a Disney song in her head.
Tell me about the U.S.'s response from your...
I think it's a Disney song, isn't it?
Now, Stephen, we are looking for solutions.
He does gotta look like Putin.
Bloodshed and
But
American
then again, that might be discriminatory against people with bald heads. I mean, I'm there. I got a bald head, too.
For 30 years, the United States has had the position that we want to expand NATO eastward. And then more recently, especially in 2008 with the Bucharest Declaration.
I do not encourage people to discriminate against skinheads. Oh, shit. That came out completely wrong. No, definitely encourage you to discriminate against skinheads. Leave the bald people alone. Bald people are good. Good bald people discriminate against skinheads. Really discriminate against them, too. Get in their faces, let them know they're not warranted. Employ other means that may violate Twitch's terms of service if you feel comfortable. If you have the proper training, you're not going to break your wrist or some shit like that. Thank you. Just clearing that up.
The United States' position has been that Ukraine and Georgia will join NATO. The Biden administration, in the run-up to the invasion on November 10th, issued a statement bilateral.
Well, I mean, maybe Georgia will join NATO if Stacey Abrams is elected governor. Oh, they mean the country Georgia, don't they?
And reaffirmed the desire of the administration for Ukraine to join NATO. Nothing changes the fact that Vladimir Putin has committed atrocities that words cannot describe. But at this point in time, we are looking at a Syria-like situation on our current path, with endless bloodshed and violence. It's worth considering whether or not to publicly propose the condition of a negotiated settlement that includes Ukrainian neutrality. That's not a permanent solution. It does not end the problems forever. It does not make these long-standing issues go away. But if it has the potential to save hundreds of thousands of lives, it should be considered. And I will also note that if Putin publicly were to reject such a proposal, it would severely weaken his standing in his own country, as he would be rejecting the stated rationale for his bloody invasion.
And you think this is something that President Zelensky would accept?
And this is the man who had the president's ear for the...
As I've read them, assuming the news
4 years Trump was in office.
That in light of the fact that the West has made clear that they do not intend for Ukraine to join NATO anytime soon, that he's reevaluated his own feelings about whether
I should run for governor on the basis of withdrawing Alabama from NATO.
So we've put Ukraine in the worst position imaginable. It's quite heartbreaking. Yeah. Publicly saying we want them to join NATO, but not actually having them in NATO.
You know what? I could probably do it and dress like a biker if I dress like a biker, not a hippie.
For many years, except under President Trump.
I can go either way.
Stephen, I want to play this soundbite of Kamala Harris when she was asked about gasoline prices this week, because there is many skeptics.
Did she laugh about gasoline prices as well? She probably did.
They want him as a partner in climate change. They want him as a partner in the Iran deal. Here's Kamala Harris.
Freaking for Gov. Father freaking for Gov.
Watch how she responds. Look.
How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for this really sort of historic inflation and some unprecedented gas prices?
When he says bracing for, he means hold on to your dicks. Or whatever genitalia you may possess. We don't discriminate around here.
Sure. In terms of the discussions that the President, Johannes, and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like.
She is clearly
She goes on to say, just
unwell.
look at the map. She had no answers for gasoline prices. Is that possible?
It was a heart-stop.
A biker minister.
She was asked about gasoline prices and inflation in America, and she tried to defer to President Duda, the Polish president. I mean, it is truly horrifying to think that the vice president.
Well, I mean, oil is traded in a world market
on our domestic issues, that she wants the president of Poland to discuss our gas prices and our inflation, and then she starts stammering about the Black Sea and reading her notes. This is not a well person. Between President Biden,
this is not a well person.
The United States is completely rudderless, and all of our allies, all of our adversaries, all of our partners and competitors around the world have taken notice. And I would say,
I'm not high enough for Stephen Miller.
It's not just about Russia. It's about America's ability long-term to be safe and secure. And we cannot be, unless Biden's embargo on American energy is lifted and suspended, or we will be in an infinitely worse position than Germany. We will be in an infinitely worse position than our European partners. We cannot, as a country, survive long-term if we are dependent on...
I don't know what... How did he put it?
Our partners and competitors around the world have taken notice. And I would say on this energy issue, it's not just about Russia. It's about America's ability long-term to be safe and secure. And we cannot be. Unless Biden's embargo on renewable fuels, American energy is lifted and suspended, or we will be in...
He said embargo on American... There's like 9,000 approved leases that companies aren't acting on. That, like, Jen Psaki made that claim in a press conference last week. I looked it up. It's true. PolitiFact says it is true. I can't find it. I should have put it on the... Fucking Joe Manchin was talking to some fucking conference here. This was I can't.
For Chairman Glick was.
I can't tell what the organization is that he's speaking to. But apparently he got fiery talking to Joe Biden about stalled pipelines.
Last week, and he said that some of the pipeline delays that you were discussing in that hearing were due to their efforts to make sure things are done right the first time and to prevent.
Well, speak up and help us, Mr. Chairman Glick.
Yeah.
Speak up and help us, rather than let them go down to the court process. You won't intercede. You know, the only thing I can tell you is Governor and I at EPA, I told my people, I said, if you go out with a cease and desist order before you try to help someone do something right and tell them what they're doing wrong, shame on you. Shame on all of you. We, Department of Interior, FERC, if they could, can't we at least give them the consistency of what we think and what we know, because we've been down this road before. But they're throwing so many more obstacles. He went way outside of his wheelhouse, and he knows how I feel about that.
What obstacles?
Concerns that if you push things through too quickly, they'll end up getting
I'm not
caught up
saying
in
push them
courts.
through quickly, just do your damn job. That's all I told him.
Senator Tyler Olson with Fox News. FERC Chairman Glick was here yesterday. You had a hearing with him last week, and he said that some of the pipeline delays.
Biden has produced more oil leases. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for. Says that the 9,000. Oh, PolitiFact's ruling, mostly true. Joe Biden said that his policies have not made the U.S. less equipped to withstand the impact of the ban on Russian energy imports, and that the onus is on U.S. oil and gas companies that have permits to begin drilling but haven't started. 9,000 permits to drill. Issued more permits than Trump. So when you hear them talking about fucking holdups, what the hell? Even though he did pledge to get us off of fossil fuels. Something I think that would have an effect on our energy needs is not going back to these gigantic offices. How this corporate building's return to office campaign backfired spectacularly. An article on CNBC, a corporate building's return to office campaign is uniting the internet, but for all the wrong reasons. This week, Nova Scotia-based freelance writer and labor activist Audra Williams saw photos circulating online of welcome back signs that poked fun of returning office workers missing their work-from-home comforts. One sign asked, "Miss your sweatpants yet?" Wow, just rubbing it in. While another includes a photo of a forlorn golden retriever and reads, "Bet your dog is missing you." Good goddamn. Williams posted the photos to Twitter, noting in the lobby of an office building in Toronto, I guess to make sure employees are flooded with resentment the instant they walk in the door. The resentment did pour in, at least from different corners of the internet, as thousands of Twitter users chimed in about how the jokes missed the mark. Some said they would quit on the spot if they saw the ads in their office building, while others expressed resentment that they've been ordered to return to offices even though in meetings they see their managers remain remote. Fucking managers, sociopaths that make it in corporate America. Those are the people who thought that was funny. Others still counted the ways working from home has improved their lives, like simply having control over their coffee, bathroom, or break times. Williams tells CNBC's Make It, she's been heartened by the response to the tweet, which has reached 12 million people online and is a glimpse into how people are feeling as executives announce their latest round of return to office plans. Oxford Properties, the commercial real estate company that ran the Welcome Back campaign, said in a statement to CNBC that the signage was never intended to mock returning office workers. The company removed the signs last week, admitting that they clearly missed the mark and should not have been displayed. We are dismayed to think that the signs made anyone feel bad about going to the office. Apparently this is happening in companies across the country. Goldman Sachs CEO demanded all employees return full-time to the office, and only half showed up. Finding a strong trend toward hybrid work, Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon has repeatedly insisted that employees return to the office full-time, leaving no doubt that he views remote work as a temporary aberration. On the day the investment banking giant reopened its U.S. offices in February after shutting down during the Omicron wave, just 50%, or about 5,000 of the building's 10,000 workers returned to its New York headquarters, despite receiving more than 2 weeks' notice. Half is too many. Revolt. We need a general strike in this country. Fuck your capitalism. Let's bring the system to a fucking halt. Let's have our demands met. For wages, for health care, to nationalize industries. Let's fucking do it. I'm all about it. Electoral politics are important, and I'm into electoral politics, but it's an all-hands-on-deck situation. We have to go about it electorally. We have to have people in office to where when we take action in the streets, there are people that can respond to our wants. General fucking strike. Zoot. You had to come in and piss on my dreams, which, I mean, you're being a realist. I mean, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We'll get these inadvertent strikes, soft strikes. You're absolutely right, Zoot. But we are seeing a strong push towards more unionism, and that is awesome. Looking at you, Starbucks, looking at Amazon, this country is fucked. Just be like, there is will of the people that makes me happy, that I'm cheering on, but it's too little too late. The dam has broke. The country is indeed fucked. In early March, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who's been on a dogged mission to bring office workers back to the city, hosted a town hall meeting for the bank's employees. While the internal gathering was closed to press, Adams later told the media that Goldman had just a couple of thousand employees working in person, a far cry from a full return to the office. Yes, Leedy, I agree. It has been fucked for a while. I would trace it back probably to Ronald Reagan is when it became irreparably fucked. Maybe we could have fixed it in the 90s. Probably had a shot at fixing it. But we didn't have the political will there at all. Story from the New York Post. We were reading from Fortune magazine about Goldman Sachs. How Silicon Valley taught America to treat work as a religion. Now, I wrote a paper about this in a college philosophy class. This ain't new. You can't pin this all on Silicon Valley. Calvinism has been a thing since the founding of the country. The Puritans believed in like working yourself to death because idle hands something or other fucking demons or some shit. Merkin, this is Reagan's 9th term. Reagan was so consequential. Like, it's amazing how that one presidency shaped so much of our current political landscape, the way we understand politics, the way the Democrats. That's another reason why we need fresh blood in politics, is because, like, the Democrats are still operating under that Reagan paradigm where they got a shellacking. They don't understand. The popular movements are not only behind them, but way further left. Idle hands let you jack off is probably better than what the actual say. But this idea that you work in order to, keep yourself from getting into sin is literally woven into the founding of the country. So I don't think you can blame it all on Silicon Valley. But a new book reveals how Silicon Valley gave rise to a techtopia philosophy where people find their highest fulfillment in the utopian workplace. And this sounds like they're also taking aim at like the Eastern philosophy bullshit that's been adopted. The New Age woo that's gotten woven into corporate culture. And that's another thing. Fucking the whole safe space. Having a safe space where people feel safe to where they can say anything is a workplace thing that corporate America invented in like the 70s. It was like to stave off harassment in the workplace. Fucking all the corporate culture nonsense. The white fragility books where they go and they give the seminars, that's all a scam and a grift. I don't even know why I'm going off on all. But this sounds like that sort of thing. The opening of her 4-day self-improvement seminar, Jennifer Bargafor, was held in isolation for hours until a screaming man broke the silence, yelling that the attendees were nothing. What in the fuck are we talking about? The degrading experience more and more resembled a cult initiation ritual as time went on, reads a suit filed last year by Sparglafor, a former. What are we reading? Jesus Christ! I have forgot. What was the headline we were talking about here? Bargafor alleges that Panda Express pushed its employees to attend a 2019 program run by live seminars in order to be considered for a promotion. She was making an $11.35 per hour wage at the time. How in the fuck do you live on that in California? The living wage in Alabama was $13.50 fucking 5 years ago. Had to pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket to attend. The seminar leaders confiscated cell phones, removed all clocks, and blacked out the windows, making it feel like the interrogation of terrorist suspects. One seminar employee instructed Sparglafor, then 23, to imagine herself on a sinking ship where she could only save 4 of her employees. They told her to imagine a bright light sucking out her negative energy. The suit, which is now in private arbitration, another thing that needs to end, highlights the extreme work as religion philosophy that has exploded in the last 40 years in America. Panda Express billionaire co-founder Andrew Chung, well known for lining his offices with self-help bestsellers, a favorite of his being The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seminar's tactics are rooted in a philosophy propagated by Silicon Valley tech companies, which push the idea that meaning is the new money. According to the new book, Work Pay Code, out now. This is like an advertisement for this fucking book. Author and sociologist Carolyn Chin calls the philosophy Techtopia, where people find their highest fulfillment in the utopian workplace. Chin spent 7 years interviewing more than 100 Silicon Valley engineers, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and the service workers who care for them. Sounds like an interesting book. You should probably pirate it because it's getting featured in the New York Post. Talk about trends in the workforce. That one took a turn I wasn't expecting. The top 3 reasons for record job quits, according to CBS News here.
Now, data from the Labor Department shows the Great Resignation is actually improving in most U.S. states. 4.3 million Americans.
Improving is a relative term. What do you mean improving? The job market right now for workers is probably the best it's been in their lifetime, in most of their lifetimes, where employees actually have some sense of bargaining power. So I don't know what you mean by improving the Great Resignation as we listen to the corporate media entity.
Quit their jobs in December of 2021, and that is down from a record high of 4.5 million in November. However, the report also shows the Great Resignation worsened in 8 states. Some experts believe many people are still contemplating other employment options, especially
good on them,
that were not available prior to the pandemic.
I encourage everyone, even if you enjoy your job, you enjoy the work you do, you should apply to other jobs, be on the LinkedIn, be on the ZipRecruiter, whatever if you like the Indeed or the Monster, whatever you prefer. Fucking look for other jobs, entertain other offers, and even like if you want to stay at your current employer, leverage it for more fucking money. Now's the time. Get you a raise if you can do that. Congratulations if you're paid more now. Fucking A, get that money. Get that money. Get that money.
Bring in Karen Kimbrough. She's the chief economist at LinkedIn. So Karen, in addition to people who quit their jobs during the pandemic,
get that money, Scott Comments.
Remotely from other locations that they find more desirable. How can companies convince these employees to start coming back to the office?
Go ahead, see if you can find you another job at $20 an hour. Maybe your job now will keep you.
Starting to do to try to cast that wider net and lure employees, potential employees, especially back from the sidelines.
Get that money.
They are definitely starting to try to structure job applications that allow for career pauses. So we're seeing an increase in people who are feeling quite comfortable saying, I took a pause in my career, I took 6 months off, a year off, and now I'm looking. And employers are not necessarily penalizing job seekers for that anymore. They're also allowing people to have a lot more flexibility in terms of where they live. They can work remotely, have hybrid, have flexible hours during their day or depending on which day they want to work. And then finally, we're also seeing that employers are doing quite a lot to just make the workplace more of a place that's charged, that feels like you can have a connection, a collaboration with your colleagues. So
fuck that. Fuck your corporate.
Well, you know, some experts believe that the best
atmosphere wanting to make people feel like they're at home at work.
Some sort of remote work policy that would have hybrid or flexible options. What's your take on that?
Fuck your pizza parties.
Absolutely. I can tell you the data do not lie. Before the pandemic, we had maybe 1 in every 67 jobs that was remote. Now it's 1 in 6. So we've had literally this abundance of jobs that are remote on our platform. And that's, not even counting for the fact that we have.
You got to wonder how they measure that, because I was remote long before the pandemic, but I don't have one job. I'm not an employee of one company. I work for multiple clients. So how do you measure that? I make a little money here, a little money there, a little. Fortunately, I've been procrastinating all weekend. I gotta do some dentistry videos after we get off here. Dentistry videos. I gotta make multiple dentistry videos tonight. Oppressed white male. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Do you have something you would like to say to us? Would you like to voice an opinion? Just judging by what you may be mocking the idea of an oppressed white male, so I don't want to judge you quickly. I don't know. I may have it turned on where they might have to be a follower for 10 minutes or some shit like that because of the groypers. I'll go back and look at the settings, and I'm sorry if that's the case. We'll go back to listen to Karen Kimball.
Far more jobs on our platform than ever before. In addition to that, nearly a third of all the companies on LinkedIn are considering offering some kind of remote or hybrid flexible work arrangement. And so I think really what it is that people don't miss their commute. They like the flexibility to be able to structure their day. And I do think that when we look forward into what does the future of work look like, it will definitely include.
And I think that it improves one's whole well-being to get up when you want to get up. To just wake up of a morning and not be like a slave to an alarm clock or anything. To just wait on most days, I understand you got to get up for some reason sometimes. But it improves one's mental health just to wake up whenever you want to wake up. To take your time to have your morning coffee and get yourself put together. I think they've actually even done studies on this shit. Having time of a morning improves your mental health. I feel like that's a fact in my life. I enjoy being able to go back to bed and lay with Smokey for another hour. Quite nice. If he wants it, sometimes it's socks, sometimes it's Smokey, sometimes
a permanent place for remote and hybrid work.
It's very popular these days. So which industries right now currently have the strongest hiring rates, and what's contributing to that?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. The hiring rates have been really strong in January. So despite some concern about the direction of the economy, I can tell you from what we can see here at LinkedIn in our data in real time in the U.S., the labor market is very strong. We're seeing people very interested in coming back from the sidelines to work, and we're seeing employers very competitively bidding for these workers. Some of the industries that are really top of mind are recreation and travel, software and IT, and of course, transport and logistics. All that online shopping is creating a lot of roles in transport and logistics.
Yeah, lots of jobs for truck drivers right now. Well, one more question for you. As we prepare for the pandemic to become an endemic, what are some
Is that the reason why the truck convoy here in the United States has kind of fizzled out? And why, okay, if you're upset about gas prices, why are you circling D.C. fucking wasting your gas?
Employment and workplace trends that we might start seeing in the coming year?
One of the things that we've keyed on is this idea that employers are going to be looking to structure their sort of job search for candidates in terms of skills. So it won't be so much about necessarily just what educational degree you have, but also what skills can you bring. And they're going to be more flexible about letting people come from different sectors and transition in. I mean, this great resignation that we're all talking about is really a great reshuffle. It's people quitting one job and moving to another. We're seeing a lot of that on our platform. And people are leaving industries and moving into whole new ones. We have seen a lot of people leaving, for example, education and moving into customer service. And
they don't want to have to deal with the right-wing bullshit that is inundating our schools right now. That is the loss of quality teachers and quality personnel in school boards. We were already lacking for quality professionals in those sectors, and they're being driven off. One by the pandemic. It's a double fucking whammy. One by the pandemic and the unsafe working environments, and we've seen the walkouts, and then you've got the conditions being brought on by the right wingers, and they're throwing a fit about books and what teachers are teaching and critical race theory and all that nonsense. So of course we don't pay them enough. We don't pay them enough to, just like I'm not high enough to deal with this shit. They don't get paid enough to deal with this shit. So they'd rather go be a bartender or something somewhere. Because if you've got the skills to be a teacher, you've probably got the skills to fucking go waitress or be a waiter and make some good tips. Because you're likely a degree of charismatic, able to communicate well because you're a fucking teacher. Able to connect with people. So you like that's the people that make the most money working in the food industry. Don't even get me started about fucking tipping. That's a whole other fucking, that is absolute bullshit. Tipping should not be a thing. Having said that, though, if you do not fucking tip and tip well, even for mediocre service, you are a piece of shit. I mean, like, we can't hold it against these people for not being professional. Like, she's an economist at LinkedIn, not an audio video specialist.
And project management, because they require a lot of the same skills if you think about it. So what we're finding is that this transition happening across America, where people are being very open to moving, is something that's likely to continue, and we're going to see this increase in labor mobility for quite some time. And I think
if you get shit delivered to your house,
have to find ways to
fucking Uber Eats,
make it attractive. If it means
DoorDash, all those motherfuckers, and all the Grub South, all the fucking ripoffs.
It is
like they tend to not be good for their workers, so be sure to tip generously.
To the way that it used to be. Karen Kimbrough,
I personally don't do the food delivery anymore if it is not a service that the restaurant offers. Like, we have Stakeout. Stakeout does delivery. I'll do, because like they do delivery well. I don't want to do a restaurant that doesn't have delivery and get a DoorDash person to pick it up. It just doesn't carry well. It is never a good experience. Always, fucking they deserve $10, $15, $20. More like contractors, yeah. Absolutely overtipped for the food delivery. Because they ain't making shit. Wear and tear on their cars and stuff. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. Go ahead and hit the content warning on this one. There was a stabbing at the Museum of Modern Art. NYPD has released, the Daily News is calling shocking footage. Wanted suspect is a disgruntled patron, Gary Cabana. Gary Cabana. Gary Cabana. I wish I had more options for pizza. We have a decent Italian restaurant. I like their pizza. There's a pizza that Sparkles and I get from there. We really enjoy it. Like, for the longest time, we didn't even have that pizza place. We had Domino's. That was all we could order. I can't get no Pizza Hut. I can't get no Papa John's. I can't get any of the other local places. There's pizza places all over this fucking city. Domino's is the only fucking pizza place that will deliver up until this other place opened just a few months ago. I tipped my weed delivery guy $20, but he ain't coming far. He coming like 6 minutes. That's my deal with him. He gets $20 for bringing it. Once again, it ain't far. Like, I didn't have to go far to pick it up from him back when I had a vehicle. NYPD releases shocking footage of the Museum of Modern Art stabbing. Names the wanted suspect. They haven't caught him yet? Goddamn. March 13th. This was updated at noon today. The information we are reading is as of noon this afternoon. The NYPD on Sunday identified... Hold on, let me make this bigger. Identified the crazed suspect still on the loose after stabbing 2 workers at the Museum of Modern Art on Saturday. Released shocking video of the bloodshed. Gary Cabana, 60, enraged that his membership to the iconic Midtown Museum had been canceled, rushed through the West 53rd Street movie theater entrance and jumped over the counter. He repeatedly stabbed a man and woman, both 24, working behind the desk as they scrambled for cover. A man who appears to be a museum security guard ran frantically along the other side of the counter, pointing at the attacker and hurling objects at him. So, this is the video once again. Very fast, it's only 30 seconds. Damn. Fuck. Oh, those poor people. God damn. Good on this guy for like trying something, but like, why didn't you fucking jump up? I don't know. I don't want to say what I would have done in any situation. You can't possibly know how you would have reacted. I quite possibly I would have just thrown fucking staplers and shit at him. Now let's watch it one more time. It's only 30 seconds. Listening to the podcast, the dude jumps over the desk. Very, very much like we're able to watch it because the video has been blurred out. The victims are completely blurred out. Don't really, like, you see the motion. They got stabbed. There is a significant amount of blood coming from both of them. This is a 60-year-old dude? Shit. Absolutely sickening. These are just fucking kids. Both 24 years old. The suit threw an iPad at him. The assailant stabbed the male worker in the collarbone behind the neck and the woman in the lower back and neck. Both victims managed to escape and medics took them to Bellevue Hospital where they expected to recover. Still at the hospital, Dean Carter, the male victim's roommate in Ridgewood, Queens, told the Daily News Sunday, "He's fine, he's doing good." Apparently, this is a picture of the assailant. What was his name? Gary Cabana. This is Gary Cabana. Cabana managed to run off, and the NYPD on Sunday asked the public's help in tracking him down. Police said he had his museum membership revoked on Friday because of 2 past disruptions, and he flew into a rage Saturday when he discovered he wouldn't be allowed in to see a movie. A Facebook rant on Sunday while still on the run from police. My God, they've probably taken it down, though. No, they haven't. Oh, my God. Dude posting on Facebook while on the run from the cops. We are now reading Gary Joe Cabana, who is limited who can comment on this post, by the way. What is worse, hackers or journos? Right now, I love my hackers for taking my mind off this frame job by the Museum of Modern Art. There were no disruptions. Security never escorted me from the Museum of Modern Art on the 2 supposed days I acted up. Total blindside when I got the letter. Note to catty biatches of the world. This is a 60-year-old man named Gary Cabana. Note to catty biatches. He posted on Facebook while on the run from the cops. Note to catty biatches of the world. Words are sharper than knives. Bipolar is a tough road to hoe. Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. Not like the dude clearly had issues now. Like, oh my God. And again, you can't fucking blame your mental illness for your bad behavior as well. Good Lord. Then you get framed and evicted from the Museum of Modern Art, not just the movies, all the art too. Oh, he was going to the movies. By a bitter old woman who shushes you when you laugh during a comedy. She's the menace, not me. Total frame job by the Team Barbara gang. It wasn't Scream 6 at MoMA. It was the poke, 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 wake up call. Why the frame job, MoMA? Get your facts straight. There is security at every screening. No one has ever said, come with us. You were a disruption. No one. Just this one lying, conniving woman. Interview her, journos. And why did I never get a meeting with security? Just a blindside letter. Dude, it's not cool to just stab, like, kids working the... Got his COVID vaccine. Seems like a perfectly pleasant individual. He would play bass or drums. He's kind of got a Ronnie James Dio or maybe like a Lars Ulrich kind of look going on. Looks like a guy I'd hang out with. Looks pretty good for fucking 60. Damn, he looks like he could be my age. Keyboards. There you have it. That's kind of a sad story. Shocking fucking video. We move to Mississippi, where a teacher has been fired for reading the book I Need a New Butt to children. Toby Price's termination for sharing the humorous children's book has sparked criticism and a wave of support. The headline is cracking me up, but I have a feeling the story might upset us. So this seems to be a book aimed at children. This wasn't a teacher acting inappropriate. An elementary school administrator in Mississippi has said he was fired for reading I Need a New Butt, a humorous children's book about bottoms to a class of second graders. The incident has spurred criticism from free speech advocates who claim the termination could have a chilling effect at a time of conservative-fueled pushes for book bans in schools across the U.S. On the 2nd of March, Read Across America Day, pupils age 6 and 7 from Hinds County, Mississippi, were waiting for a school administrator to read to them in a Zoom session. The administrator was unable to attend, so Toby Price, an assistant principal at Gary Road Elementary School, who was in his office, stepped in. He quickly picked up I Need a New Butt by Don McMillan and started reading to around 240 children. So you can see there is a read aloud, Lindsay out loud of I Need a New Butt on YouTube. It looks like it's geared towards kids. Need a New Butt for readers aged between 4 and 8 is about a boy who sets out to find a new bottom after seeing a crack in his buttocks, which makes him afraid it is broken. That's fucking funny. I mean, like, who hasn't made that joke when they're a kid? Like, that's a great premise to riff off of. Price, who has been teaching for 20 years, said the district superintendent, Delalesia Martin, called him into her office and told him he was being placed on leave. 2 days later, Price said he was accused of breaking the Mississippi Educator Code of Ethics and fired. I expected a write-up, Price told the Times. I did not expect to get terminated. I cried the entire way home. In a letter to Price, the superintendent reportedly called the book inappropriate, pointing to references to flatulence. Oh my God! Oh my God! Flatulence! And noting that it described butts in various colors, shapes, and sizes. For example, fireproof butts, and bulletproof butts, and bomb-proof butts. I don't need to be laughing at this because I feel sorry for Mr. Price. Price said school officials told him they feared complaints from parents, and Martin said he had been unprofessional. Price told the Times he had a lawyer and would fight his firing. Neither Martin nor members of the school board immediately responded to Guardian requests for comment. PEN America, the authors' organization, urged school officials to reverse their decision. Bomb-proof. Mine is not bomb-proof. It is quite susceptible to bombs going off constantly. Plumber's butt. Certainly, the book in question is meant to be humorous for a young audience, and fellow educators might reasonably question if it was the optimal choice for this particular occasion. But in positioning the act of reading a book as a violation of ethics, the district is implying that any educator could be terminated under similar circumstances, whether an anonymous source feels a book read to students is inappropriate for any reason. Such a precedent could be readily abused, enforced with unbridled discretion to censor the reading of books in schools. Price told the Times literacy instruction was crucial at his school in a county where more than 21% lived under the poverty line. Damn, yeah, I'm rooting for Mr. Price. Fucking sue and get your job back. And the book sounds humorous and totally acceptable. Bomb-proof butt. Giving kids motivation, making reading fun for them. Absolutely. All right. Let me hit the content warning yet again. I'm gonna like my own video. Thank you for everybody. Like, share, subscribe, all that good shit.
Okay, so Jussie Smollett.
This is... Oh my God. This is the Megyn Kelly show, which is apparently on Sirius XM. Guest for this segment, already on screen, is one Mr. Dave Rubin. Do not adjust your Twitch streams. You are not seeing the intellectual Dollar Tree here. Ooh, you got Rubin on you. Megyn Kelly has Dave Rubin on to talk about Jussie Smollett. Do you like? Hopefully they'll show the clip. He apparently broke down on the stand. I haven't watched the clip, but he told the judge he wasn't suicidal. He has been, as I said when I was teasing this earlier in the show, he is indeed a high-profile target that has been demonized in the media. His celebrity has worked against him. He is going into the Cook County Jail, which is notorious for high rates of deaths of inmates. He has a reason to be worried. I'm not so sure that the punishment actually fits the crime, but right-wingers are creaming their fucking pants over it. I think it's kind of fucking harsh. I think a lot of things are harsh in our justice system. This is Megyn Kelly bringing on Dave Rubin to talk about, like race relations in the aftermath of Jussie Smollett being sentenced for his, I don't even remember what a hate crime hoax.
Jail. And this is the right result. He deserves to go to jail. He lied about his fake hate crime hoax, and he got caught. Boy, oh boy, did he get caught. He had a full trial, and he was found guilty. Okay, so
he's still maintaining his innocence. It's weird. It's there's so much weirdness going on, which
includes
with
5
this
months
case.
in jail. In addition, he has to pay restitution of more than $120,000 and a $25,000 fine as well for making false reports. None of that money matters. He's got a lot of dough.
And I just want to say, if you've ever spent one night in jail, 5 months ain't nothing to sneeze at. 5 months is difficult. Fucking jail is torture. U.S. prisons and jails are fucking torture.
To him. But 5 months in prison, that means something to him, and the remaining months of probation does it as well.
Not in prison, in jail. The Cook County Jail is where he's going to be serving his time.
In Chicago.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go...
Fuck. That's kind of what you did, dude, because, the evidence seems to suggest that you did indeed intend to... I will, leave a shadow of a doubt out there, but it looks like you paid some guys to try to, fake a hate crime on you. And, all of the details of the trial that, I saw were really weird. I don't know it in all the ins and outs. I'm sure somebody's going to do there's going to be a Netflix documentary on it at some point in time. But you're still maintaining your innocence, and you're I would never do that because I would be spitting on 400 years of my race and the LGBTQ community. Yes! That's what you're doing, motherfucker. That really seems like that's what you're doing, and that's why it's upsetting everybody. So I don't fucking Is he delusional? Is he like, because like some people are, they can't help it. They are experience delusions of grandeur and shit. There's still some funky shit going on with the Chicago Police Department. The FBI. Like, the charges were dropped at one time. The FBI accused the Chicago Police Department of lying about him. But obviously they had enough evidence to take it to trial. So I just, like, none of this shit makes any sense to me. I'm sorry I went off on a little rant. Let's hear the chuckle fucks, Megyn Kelly and Dave Rubin, talk about it.
Go in there. I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. Stop laughing about black. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
I'm okay, Epstein. I mean, who does he think? It's like, are you at the center of some worldwide conspiracy where you have tapes on all these powerful people? And there's like, what is it? What? It's all about him and his weird narcissism to the very last moment of freedom.
In full disclosure, I'm not fully aware of the catalog of all of his acting work, but I am
like, I mean, I don't want to put it on, like, I don't want to be like, he's got a 20% chance that he will indeed get fucking shivved in jail. But, like, there is a chance. And I think more than an outside chance. Like, I wouldn't put it in, like, the single digits if I'm assigning a probability to it. But there is a chance that he very well could die in the Cook County Jail. That is a possibility. That is a horrendous indictment of our penal system in this country. It's a good opportunity to talk about that issue. I'm sorry that, like, once again, I watched these things with you guys. That would have been a good opportunity for me to talk about that issue. But no, they're going to talk about how horrible of a person Jussie Smollett is. And maybe he is. Maybe he's delusional. Maybe he needs help. I don't fucking know. Nothing makes sense to me about this.
sure that was the best performance of his life, because that's what that was. That was nothing other than a performance. I mean, that was a script that he had been going through in his head that he just rolled out. He was ready to roll it out.
And Dave Rubin knows about performances.
He did do it. There's no shadow of a doubt. He did do it. He faked a hate crime. And in many ways, even though, you know, it's 150 days in jail.
Okay, I'm sorry. I said earlier that, like, I reserve a shadow of a doubt. Dave Rubin has come in and corrected me. There is no shadow of a doubt involved. He did it 100%. So my apologies. I'm wrong. Dave Rubin knows.
It is. But like, that seems like, okay, we can argue it's too little, too much, whatever. If you think of the cultural damage that this guy did to this nation, think of all of the politicians. We showed the clip this morning on my show, Kamala Harris's tweet when it happened about, you know, it's proof of systemic racism and AOC.
Wait, I have it here. Let me read it so people know what you're saying.
Yeah, let's jump to that. You want to jump to that?
January 2019. At Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate. Can't wait until she walks that back and sets the
Megyn Kelly read that with hate and disdain in her
bogus
voice.
Allegation that was obviously problematic from the start, but no, she won't be doing that.
No, of course. And by the way, AOC won't, Pelosi won't, the rest of them. They use it when they think it's valuable to them. And then when it always gets debunked as a hoax, which it always does, then they go silent because the media.
It always gets debunked. It always gets debunked as a hoax. Hate crimes have been at like an all-time high in the last like fucking 5 years. We've seen multiple high-profile, a lot of them from right-wing. Fucking the dude that shot up Denver. There was Yeah, always turned out to be a fucking hoax. How dare Dave Rubin? Always a hoax. God damn.
America for weeks when it looked like a lynching. But now, do you think, and I get there's other things going on in the world, this war, whatever. But of course, this is going to fly under the radar. But to your bigger point at the beginning there about, I'm not suicidal. Like, who does he think he is?
That's all I saw on my social media when it happened.
I wouldn't
fly under the radar. Motherfucker, all the right wingers were talking about it.
Telling us he's going to kill himself because he wants to be the ultimate martyr now. No, it's not. You said it. I mean,
whoa! What a take from Dave Rubin. If you guys didn't hear that because I was talking over it, Dave Rubin thinks that Jussie Smollett is saying that he's not suicidal because he is planning on committing suicide while he's in jail because he wants the fame and infamy that would come with it. That is a wild fucking take. Never even put that one together in my head. That would have never crossed my mind. Maybe Dave Rubin does have some high-level ideas. I would have never in a million years come up with that. My mind just wouldn't have went there. Like I've got statistics about the mysterious deaths in the Cook County Jail.
I mean, Epstein, there were reasons that people might want Epstein dead, right? Like there was evidence that there were people that he knew and things that he knew and probably other...
Oh, they're saying he's not important enough for anybody to want to kill him in jail. Not that he would be hated enough.
No. So he's telling you this is the ultimate part I can play to instigate the further racial war that I brought to America.
Look, the judge said to him yesterday, and listen, this is somebody who sat there the whole trial, looked at him, Judge James Lynn, spoke for more than 30 minutes before announcing that sentence and said, you, Jussie Smollett, you wrote the script. You picked the actors for the hoax. Your premeditation for this entire thing was an aggravating factor in the case. That's why you're getting jail time. And said, and I quote, there's a side of you that has this arrogance and selfishness and narcissism that's just disgraceful. You're not a victim of a racial hate crime. You're not a victim of a homophobic hate crime. You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime. And that is shameful. And I agree with that too, right? The brother of Jussie Smollett, JoJo, came out and said he spoke about his arrogance. He doesn't know the struggles my brother's encountering. We don't care. I couldn't care less what struggles he's encountering. You're going to prison because you did lie. You broke the law. You actually involved a lot of the Chicago PD's time, took up a lot of their time when they could have been solving murders and real crimes out on the streets of Chicago. That's what that black chief of police was saying.
It is so weird, the emphasis. Like you when she got animated, the topics that you guys see the topics that animate me. You see, like I get upset at like systems of injustice. She hates Jussie Smollett. Chicago PD isn't solving shit. They are a very corrupt police department.
In his very fiery speech,
they investigated themselves and cleared themselves, though.
And so I don't feel sorry for him at all.
You know, Megan, we've all done things that we're not proud of in life. We've all made mistakes. We've all acted dishonestly. We've all done things, right? And it's your job as a human to try to do those things less and live the best, honest, forthright life that you can. But I'm obviously not sitting here as a perfect human. I know you aren't either. Everyone does these things. Now, but what you get within that...
Oh, no. Megan looks like she's like, don't say I'm not perfect.
Where you can set some of the stuff right. And he could have had one of those moments yesterday. You know, It's not the worst thing in the world, 150 days in jail, okay? Especially after knowing what he did. And
I'd like to see Dave Rubin do it. Hearing
that verdict, instead of doing what he did, which is exacerbate the situation, make it about him.
Do a stream, like fucking...
He's going to do even worse things in jail. He could have had a moment and said,
make it a thing, Dave.
Knowing that the whole world's looking
I'd
at
watch.
And said, I got caught up in something. We live in this oddly racialized society, and I've experienced racism in my life, and I did something that I should not have done. I did something that was illegal and immoral, that mixed up so many people, that led to some of the riots and all of these things. My intentions were good. I was trying to shine light
Led to
on
riots?
racial
What?
injustice or whatever it is that he believes the problem was that would have led him to doing this. Someone who I think is a millionaire, who has all the benefits in the world, right? He could have had a moment where he would have done that and then sort of set back some of the craziness that we're always fighting. But instead, he decided to set that craziness forward, and that's where we are.
And then, adding insult to injury, Kim Foxx, the so-called DA out there, the Cook County prosecutor, who's just been a nightmare from the start. She's another George Soros-backed DA who doesn't want to prosecute crime.
Oh, my God.
The only reason he was tried and convicted in a court is because they appointed a special prosecutor, because they recognized how outraged the cop community was and the community writ large when it turned out this was an obvious hoax. And Kim Foxx doesn't want to prosecute anybody, so she got bigfooted by Dan Webb.
That is a anti-Semitic conspiracy, by the way, to throw out Soros for everything.
He was great.
You can get you a Soros "Pay Me to Say It"
She
T-shirt
comes out. She has to offer
from the
a
Freak
statement,
Store
right, to the Chicago Sun-Times, and she says, on Thursday, the damaging, costly, and disingenuous criminal prosecution of Jussie Smollett came to an end. As the Cook County State's attorney, it pains me deeply to say that in this case, our justice system failed. Given the reputational price,
I think the prosecution did cost about what, like,
the fact that he'd never been
they
accused of a
wasted,
crime,
investigating the crime to begin
criminal
with.
Conviction further. That should have been the end of the story. Then she goes on to say, okay. My administration's vacated over 177 wrongful convictions, 87 of those in the last 3 years. Rather than working collaboratively to stem the rising crime or free the wrongly convicted, a small group of people hijacked the judicial system here to enact what is best described as mob justice. And here it is. Yep. Sadly, these tactics have become common. Black women, elected prosecutors.
They wanted to make an example out of him. I don't know that it wasn't just a fucking slap him with a fine and be done with it.
Dave.
Community service kind of deal.
And it's about her.
Go visit some kids in hospitals.
Because of her race, not because she's a DA who won't prosecute crime.
Megan, remember in the previous segment when I said that we have to give the devil his due and you have to be impressed by the damage that these people have created? The wokesters have created a cult-like belief that victimhood is everything. So not only is Jussie Smollett a victim of his own doing, but still pretending to be.
That's the thing that trips me out, is they talk about the victimhood of the left, but all they ever do is play victim. The woke mob came for me. I got made fun of on Twitter. Like, it's the weirdest fucking thing. It depends on, like, he is getting more time than some of the insurrectionists. Some of them, though, have gotten some stiff sentences. Like, the QAnon shaman got 4 years. I know that because I had to look it up today. The person who instigated the fire at the Minneapolis Police Department got 41 months. QAnon shaman got 4 years. Because for some reason a right-winger was comparing the two. But there are insurrectionists that are getting off with, like, just probation and shit. And Jussie Smollett has got to go do fucking 150. They're like, seriously. The QAnon shaman. Yeah, they made an example out of the QAnon shaman too. He might have a case for getting an appeal, bad representation or some shit. Fuck Dave Rubin. I hate Dave Rubin.
Be a victim now. But now you've got the prosecutor, pretending that she's the victim. Everyone pretends that they're the victim because they put that at the height of the hierarchy of what's important. And if you can somehow perceive yourself to be a victim, then you are a victim. But, these Soros-backed DAs that are all over the place. This is not a conspiracy, by the way. I'm sure media.
I'm a victim of Soros-backed DAs.
And they want to get us on every little thing.
Don't play victim.
It is not a conspiracy theory. We know that George Soros puts tons of money towards these crazy left-wing DAs who end up in San Francisco George Gascon in San Francisco. What did he do? He destroyed San Francisco. And then what happens in the world of left-wing California politics? You become the DA of LA, and then you destroy LA. And now San Francisco's got this guy, Chesa Boudin, who's even worse than him. And then it happens in Chicago and Seattle and all these other places. They make everything worse. And then you're not going to believe who has to come in and fix these cities. It's those scary, mean conservatives, sort of like
not true.
Back in the late
cities that have elected progressives have actually seen drops in crime.
The city, and I remember, even though I grew up in Long Island, I remember going to visit my grandparents who lived in New York City, and it was disgusting. And I literally remember once.
Dude was carrying a spear. He was indeed carrying a spear. He was not unarmed
because she didn't want me to see all the
OG weapon of choice.
And then who had to fix it? This guy came in named Rudy Giuliani, and they said he was mean and he hated black people and all the stuff. And then what did he do? He gave New York City basically a 25-year incredible run that then Bloomberg pretty much worked with and continued. And then what happened? It came crashing down by Bill de Blasio, another lefty, I would argue socialist.
Everything is the fault of Democrats. Everything good that's ever happened is the result of Republicans. Dave Rubin's take. My buddy asked me the other day which weapon I would take into hand-to-hand combat. And I picked a mace, like a ball mace. Now he told me the thing I'd have to worry about with a ball mace is like if I've never handled one. Apparently they're incredibly heavy. And that like you need to have some experience. You can't just pick up a ball mace and wield it. And I would assume this is because like I've tried to use like nunchucks and really hurt myself with some fucking nunchucks, right? So like I can imagine you can really hurt yourself with a fucking. Is shotgun a possible? So if I'm playing a first person shooter, I tend to go with like an AK style gun. That's like an assault rifle. That's kind of my. A flail, that's the long stick, right, with the little ball. Mace is just a spiky club. Know a thing or two about little balls. I wouldn't. I've got big old gigantic balls. They dip in the toilet. They get stuck in things. Say I'm slinging a gigantic schlong around over here. Just gigantic balls. You guys are awesome. We checked in with this dude the other day, and what he said was actually like good stuff. Let's check in with him again. Let's see what he's got to say. This is It's a Good Life. Details suck. There's a little excerpt from It's a Good Life podcast with I forget what his name, Buffafino or something like that is his name. We'll get his name. We'll probably credit him here in a second. He says you should be like a Timex.
Today, I
Brian
want to
Buffini
talk about how to be like a Timex. I want to be like a Timex. And on the days I'm not feeling it...
Wait, like Timex, was that like back in the 90s, like all the waterproof watches that like everybody had? They were really durable. Really durable. Is that what we're talking about here? The Timexes? Is that the brand of watch I'm thinking about? He's got a watch there on his, like this is just for show. I don't tell time on this shit. It don't even work. It ain't even moving. Ain't even moving. It just looks pretty on my arm.
I'll throw off my expensive Cartier watch and throw on the old $40 Timex as a little reminder. Hang in there, Bri. Suck it up. Get her done. Have a bit of fun. Be of good cheer. Be of good value and be reliable, you know? So here's what Be Like a Timex is all about. First of all, here it is in the It's a Good Life formula. You're going to take a licking. It's life. It's not always simple. It's not always easy. It's not always comfortable. Next, you got to...
I usually here lately, there's been a lot of people just kind of like grab my legs and fucking hoist me up and go to town a licking and like, I don't get it. No, I like to eat ass. I wouldn't eat my own ass. My ass is not the ass I would find scrumptious. I like to eat ass. But like I can't imagine like how anybody would want to eat my ass. That's just like, it's a jungle out here. It's a jungle. So like fucking, I know about a licking, motherfucker. I can take a licking. And like it feels good, like I'm down with it. If you want to lick away, if you're down with it, if it turns you on, you can lick my ass. Don't make me tell the story about the dude that like he won't talk to me anymore about like we had an argument about Mariah Carey. I hooked up with him a couple of times. I'm sorry, RB. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go have dinner here in just a little bit. Yeah, we gotta get our puppy video first. Let's get back. Let's get our advice for the good life. We need the good life advice.
What Be Like a Timex is all about. First of all, here it is in the It's a Good Life formula. You're gonna take a licking. It's life. It's not always simple. It's not always easy. It's
You live in sexual anarchy.
Not always comfortable. Next, you got to keep on ticking. You got to keep on ticking. 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. And then I'm going to give you a few how-tos. How to keep on ticking. So that's what we're going to cover today so we can be like a Timex.
I should have known it was too good to be true. We didn't get any of the information. Ah! Damn you, Brian Buffini. I would have liked to have gotten something out of this. I can't tell his politics. I don't know enough about him. You guys want to see a puppy with a camera? I think they put like a GoPro on a stick to make this happen. Some random videos on the internet. There we go. He gonna carry the camera with him there. Get to see his face as he runs down the stairs of the apartment complex. Who's a good boy? Pressed white male never said anything. At first, when I first saw this, I thought he took a prosthetic leg off and gave his leg to the dog. He's made some sort of thing the dog can put in his mouth. The GoPro is affixed to. It's looking at the dog's. Would you boop that snoot? Would you boop that snoot? I'd boop that snoot. Isn't it? Because we're like looking right into his eyes. We're seeing exactly how the dog is looking. Yeah, scanning is exactly what he's doing. He's a cutie though. I'd love to give him kisses and cuddles. Well, I was gonna send you over to Echoplex, but there's no Echoplex on. But it's a Sunday night. It's the big show. If you're watching on Twitch, you're gonna get sent over to USA Hole. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol live.